You know, back when I was in the academy, we would follow every toast with a song.
Şirin skandal, şirin skandal, şirin kar, şirin skandal, şirin skandal, şirin skandal, şirin
It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Come cheer up, my lads, come cheer up, my lads. It's better to have loved and lost. It's better to have loved and lost. Captain John Picard and never to have loved at all. The Federation Starship, come cheer up, my lads, come cheer up, my lads. It's better to have loved and lost. Captain John Picard, 17346732147 Charlie 32789777643 Tango 732 Victor 731178872476789764376 Lock. When I have plucked the rose, Eagle Grey hot, longing still for that which longer nurseth the disease. In faith, I do not love thee. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? When I have plucked the rose, longing still for that which longer nurseth the disease. In faith, I do not love thee. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? 'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Come cheer up, my lads, come cheer up, my lads. 'Tis better to have loved and lost. Incredibly unbroken sentence moving from topic to topic. No one had a chance to interrupt. It was quite hypnotic. Incredibly unbroken sentence moving from topic to topic. No one had a chance to interrupt. It was quite hypnotic.
şirin skandal, şirin skandal, şirin skandal.
That's an interesting twist.
And hello, best chat. Welcome back to another edition of Afternoon Nonsense. I hope you're ready for some fun, for some hilarity. It's not even like this craziness anymore. It's just some old school craziness, chat. Old school craziness. But kind of like, I guess you could say old school craziness modernized. You know how they have like the World War II stuff, World War II, the Battle of the Battle of Hiroshima, colorized, that sort of stuff. It's kind of like that, where they kind of like remade it or colorized it, or have like a nice dramatic recreation of it. Like kind of like a Literacy Iwo Jima or something like that, but far more hilarious. Let's see. It's gonna be pretty good, chat. I think we're gonna have a good time. It's not gonna be that long, unfortunately, because before maybe like an hour or two before we went live here, I got invited on to World Class Bullshitters. We'll be discussing Snow White and who is being now cast, who's now being race swapped in a new version of Snow White. I don't know, it's a TV show, a movie, or something. But it should be pretty fun. But anyway, chat, we're going to go over old school nonsense today. Old school nonsense. It's going to be fun. It's going to be incredible. From the satanic panic back in the D&D days, back in where D&D was the literal devil, I guess you could say. Like today, it's like stuff that makes men happy. Like today, today it's like superheroes. You gotta just take off the balls of superheroes. That's kind of what happened. What happening today. Back then it was D&D. Back then it was like Dungeons and Dragons, and then we got Harry Potter, and then all those things, all the right wing kind of like fundamentalist Christian types that came after these books and things that are kind of like about magic and stuff, because it was like against the religion or something. Because apparently they taught you how to summon demons and all that stuff, which would have been really, really cool and really, really awesome. They actually did that. I mean, now we know. I mean, who knew that you could learn how to summon demons by buying a book out of a toy store or something? It'd be kind of strange, but that's how it was. And they found some stuff from like one of the crazies that was so insane that someone who loved a group of people who love D&D, they kind of put this together, and with the approval of the artist. So we're in for a ride, chat. We're definitely going to be in for a ride. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. I know I will. That's why I decided to share it with you. I'm hoping that you will too. Let's check it out. Hello, Go Shrimp. Welcome, Go Shrimp. There's a video called "Why Arcadum's Living World of Virum is So Captivating." I definitely recommend it. Interesting. Let's see. Hello, Zofrat. Welcome, Zofrat. I know you're here. Hello, Andrew Sabina. Evening all. It's scary how well Pogo has Data's body language down. That'd be pretty awesome. It's pretty good. He does do it really, really well. I know about that video is that he only had one color of uniform. I think the yellow one, when he's Data, he had to digitize it to be yellow. He only had the Picard uniform. But the movements were down pat. The movements are pretty good. It'd be kind of cool if I'm pretty sure, like, it seems to me that Pogo was at least one time a Trekkie. It'd be kind of cool. We got Pogo on here and we just talk Star Trek. That'd be kind of fun. Hello, Barry Ben. Hello, everyone. Hello to you, Barry Ben. Welcome. Hello, Full of a Took. Hello, chat. Welcome. Welcome back, Full of a Took. Hello, Barry Ben again. Let's see. Who else is here? Hello, Avery. Welcome, Avery. How goes it, people? I'm ready for some nonsense. We're coming right up. Hopefully, we won't disappoint. Hello, Colonel Tanya von Dukershoff. Salmont Paggy. Interesting. I don't know what that means, but that's interesting. Hello, Item Wizard. I mean, doing math for fun can sound crazy, but Satan only gets involved if I've had too much to drink. I'm the DM. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Hello, Damien 24/7. Hello. Welcome. All right. Let's see. Okay. Well, Chad. We have some wonderful guests in the back room. Might have more. Who knows? Who knows how many people join us today? Who knows how many more people want to join in on the fun? It's gonna be great, chat.
Tell me what you cherish most. Give me the pleasure of taking it away.
Or something like that. But anyway, chat. Here we go.
Anyone.
Welcome.
I love that one. Anyone. Boring.
Anyway, let's see here. So now the fun can finally begin on this stream.
This is where the fun begins.
It appears we've got two devils. Like, there's a devil in his little icon there, and then there's a second devil in Zofrat's icon.
He's sneaking in here.
It's my doppelganger.
Sexual harassment.
It's like how Dr. Manhattan Watchmen can split himself into several people? I can also. It's a secret technique. I guess Naruto can do that too, since we're talking about Weeb Day last time.
But isn't that only sexy ladies?
No, he could do it himself. He combines two jutsus to do that. He does what he calls a sexy jutsu, and then he does a multiply technique, and he calls it the harem jutsu. That's how he does that.
It's not a bad idea.
And it works. Apparently it works. We have another guest in the back room. Haven't seen this guest in a while. Let's see who it is.
Back on the menu, boys.
Hello, Lord Captain Commander Dunn. Welcome back.
Hello to Mr. Devil and Literature Devil's waifu and his
Hello, Dunn.
And of course his whipping boy, Shiny.
Shanya.
Don't fucking start with that shit.
Welcome everyone. welcome. We're ready to get involved in some cringe, some maximum D&D cringe, like old school D&D cringe. Like,
What
D&D is basically like
No, it's
like,
old.
really, really old. Like imagine those like the modern day movie where like these gigantic parties, like a high school movie or a college movie, and everyone's just doing drugs and stuff like that. So take that setting, replace the drugs with D&D, and you have kind of what the premise in the background is of this movie here.
Oh, that sounds interesting. We all know that those nerds that play D&D, those are badass.
Yeah, they are. Like you got jocks and stuff.
Fucking nerdy jocks all the time. They're like the worst in school, weren't they?
Yeah. You got the star football player, star quarterback. He's a 12th level.
He was
mage.
playing D&D.
Yeah, he's a 12th level wizard or something, or something like that.
And he kept hailing Satan all the time.
Seek Satan. Yeah,
he's a wild literature novel fanboy.
I really don't like Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, me neither.
And I disapprove of what he did.
But I really don't approve of Satan, and I disapprove of what he did. Hello, Alex. Hello, welcome, Alex. Hello, welcome. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get started. I got this right here. I actually found it on YouTube. It's just separated into pieces, I guess, for copyright reasons. Check it out. It's called Dark Dungeons, and so it's separated into episodes, but it's made by what's it called, Orpheus Entertainment, something like that. And it's the same people who made one of my favorite my favorite nerd movies, which is Darkness Rises.
So you go for free instead on YouTube?
Yeah, I got it for free on YouTube. I don't really want to pay for this. Check it out.
Then like $5, you cheap git.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, it's $5 saved.
It's $5 too much. Okay.
Oh, now all you need to do is watch Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas live.
Well, that sounds good. Let's do that. Let's do that next.
Oh,
isn't he the guy who like became like a born again or something?
Yeah, he's the banana is proof that God exists guy, and it seems like he is about to make love to that banana.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's hilarious. It is so funny. But Kirk Cameron, I think we actually were able to just watch Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas live on one of my streams and no copyright strike. I kid us. Like the whole thing without pausing. And people were just like, this is like exploitation films levels of crappy production. What is happening here? Why is most of the plot happening inside the car where Kirk Cameron is describing to his idiot brother-in-law, the world's dumbest person, how like the freaking Christmas tree is representative of the cross.
Well, okay then.
It's so funny. And at one point, you have, what's his face? St. Nicholas come into a bar dressed like a caveman and beat a dude to death with a cane.
Nanomachine, son. Well, I mean, that's a good prepper for what we're about to go dive into, because this is a anti-D&D propaganda. It's an anti-D&D propaganda piece. The movie is kind of odd in its own, because it's not really a serious movie. It's a movie that is based off of the comic, and
the comic's serious.
The comic is serious, but the movie is kind of made by people who kind of find it stupid. So it's an
adaptation, and it is featuring moments which were, honest to God, in the original Chick track, like some ripped the cinematography of the paper that she's holding later in the film. That is a scene taken straight out of the comic, and it's also got the author's approval
and Cthulhu.
They sold the license from and then got the approval of the author to actually make the adaptation for the comic book.
It's going to be good.
That's kind of cool. So I guess they made it very true to the comic.
Yes,
they tried to anyway. We'll see how it goes. See how well they did. So you got Dark Dungeons. Let's check it out. The movie. the open, like the opening.
What an opening!
Is this movie in the game, or is it people that's the Dungeons and Dragons player that actually found like a castle?
Oh well, we have to watch to find out. But I
Let's
like
check
it.
it
It
out.
looks
looks
cool.
like a crappy After Effects job.
It was like Dracula's castle or something. So this is very 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 promising.
Yeah, it does.
All right, Dracula's castle, Satan's circle, fantastic.
Monks.
Evil
This is the thing that this is the,
What are those
part,
subtitles?
this is the part that Jontron used, like in his joke. So this is actually serious then. Okay.
will reign.
Are those subtitles?
I don't know what language it is, but
Well, you
those are
can
the
click the
subtitles.
CC,
Why
and
have you-
then they should go away.
You've clicked subtitles on for some reason in Russian.
Yeah, but it's hilarious that they have like these Russian subtitles on there.
No, but you activated the subtitles.
I didn't do that on purpose.
you-
It was already there, I guess.
Yeah, it carried over just like a frame, just like a play speed, I imagine.
But anyway, I think this part's supposed to be serious and not in the game. It's like live people in real life meeting at some weird Dracula castle instead of a Satan circle and planning world domination using Dungeons and Dragons somehow. That's part of the comic book, I guess.
How are each of you working to fructify the Dark One?
Astrology and tarot card sales are pulling more and more young people into the Dark One's domain.
World politics are steadily progressing toward our one world government. Naturally,
One world government.
I am excited to announce that this year more people have decided to be homosexuals than ever.
I wonder how many.
D&D makes people homosexuals.
I like
wonder
that
how
people
many-
decided to be that.
I wonder how many takes.
No, it's not the people decided to be homosexuals. It's this council. They decided who's going to become like the homosexuals.
Let's hear that again.
That this year more people have decided to be homosexuals than ever before.
Decided to be homosexuals.
I decided that they decided.
That's hilarious because I'm wondering how many takes it took to actually get him to say that without him breaking into laughter.
Because I don't know. That was so.
This year, more people decided to be homosexual. Oh, good.
So I guess this guy's is behind Tumblr, where people decided to be homosexual.
I guess so. Like, our plans are working or something. That's awesome. I like that. More people. I like to report that more people decided to become homosexual this year. Awesome. All according to Kaikaku. So Andrew Bean says yes. So it is a choice. Yeah.
And they're all a bunch of
And in this anti-D&D propagandist world, yes, it is it is apparently a choice.
History.
Role-playing games are the perfect gateway to embracing Satan and have spread.
I don't know where or when, but I kind of want to use that line as a quote in a video sometime. Role-playing games are the best way to introducing Satan.
Role-playing games are the perfect gateway to embracing Satan.
Yeah, I need that as a beginning or something. And the role-playing games, a perfect gateway into embracing Satan. That should be my intro or something like that. It'd be kind of cool. Oh, it'd be amazing. Hey, role-playing games are a perfect gateway to embracing Satan. That's gonna be great. Let's see. Glib Facsimile. Welcome, Glib. Thank you for two. Appreciate that. It says done. Say homosexual as George Takei.
I am homosexual.
Ooh,
as a gay man and a human being, I just want to say that what you've said is.
I decided to be homosexual.
More people. I think that's part of the plan. we have a quota of
This is our
homosexual
plan,
people.
These are demons.
It's part of the plan. Like Alex Jones is apparently right. It's part of the plan, and that they have a quota of homosexuals that they have to meet that year. You got to turn 1,000 people homosexual this year. Okay, we got to have more
Destroy
people.
the child.
More people
Corrupt
decide to
them
become
all.
homosexual. This is great. Yeah, it's fantastic.
and have spread far and wide across the land. If we can corrupt just a few more souls at this college, then the stars will be right. And when the stars are right,
He will awaken and revel across the world.
Oh man.
So I think the end of this is trying to summon Cthulhu, and so apparently, like, okay, so RPGs, Satan, and homosexuals.
Why is Satan Cthulhu?
I don't know. I guess like Satan and Cthulhu are buddies or something.
Where's that in the Bible?
I have no idea. And so thus Cthulhu popped up out of nowhere and destroyed the world or something. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea where the logic is coming from here. But apparently, like RPGs, Satan, and homosexuals combined will equal Cthulhu somehow. It's an interesting equation.
Like the Mighty Morphing, Power Rangers.
Pretty much. They make their Megazord.
Satan, Cthulhu,
RPGs. But in this version, instead of creating like a combining like 5 lions or something, it's kind of like you combine Satan, role-playing games, and gays, and it becomes it becomes Cthulhu.
I can't stop finding that fucking hilarious.
We're only like a minute in. It's already hilarious. It's already really, really funny. I've gotten a good amount of laughs from this already. Pretty good so far.
I'm so happy we got into the same school, Mercy.
Me too. I'm so glad I've got a special gal like you in my life, Debbie. I can't think of anyone else.
Oh, did they also decide to be homosexual this year?
There is a very gay vibe between these two characters, like lesbian. They're like good Christian girls.
Yeah,
Just good and innocent girls.
There's a moment later in the film where they say, like they start commenting on like how soft their hands are. It's like, oh, they're perfect for spellcasting.
Yeah,
or they have a moment where it's like, if we don't go to this party, then we'll just be stuck at home in our dorm all night. And how much fun could we have there?
You're just having a dirty mind, Shiny.
Oh, I think that.
I swear to God, you all watch this and you'll fucking see it.
I think that every male mind in the vicinity was thinking it. So.
Well, I don't have a male mind.
This would be great. So,
I thought you were a man.
You got all this stuff here.
Oh.
Let's see. The item wizard says, as a DM that convinces his players to sell their souls to dark gods, I can assure you my players never take the devil's deals. A lot of creatures resist fire damage. Why don't you just it's okay to sell your soul to dark gods, okay? It's a thing. Everyone does it. Everyone does it. Play RPGs, embrace Satan. Perfect string of logic there.
Do you understand life? Do you?
Clearly not.
If you understood life, you know how this works. Okay, if you don't understand life, then obviously you'd be lost.
I would rather
I'm already
explore
lost.
this bold new chapter of my life with than my childhood friend.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank you, Exposition Fairy.
This is good exposition. Yeah, they're smiling so much. Just to look how happy they are.
This is like the worst. This is the worst exposition. Hello, my childhood friend. Hello, my best friend, who is also going to school with me. I know it's going to be really cool that we're going to school together. I know my best childhood friend. No one talks like this. The only talk like this in stories where the writer has no other way to convey this information to you other than just clunky dialogue.
Yeah, basically.
That's great.
Yeah, basically the writer is an idiot, and so they can't tell how to do this.
It's fantastic. This is amazing.
Growing up in Aberdeen was fun and all, but now
oh my
I'm living
goodness,
in a
really?
great big world.
Growing up in the town we both grew up in was really fun and all. It's one that in case of an audience watching us.
People don't talk like this. They don't.
People don't smile like this. That's how wrong this is.
Some people do, but they're usually crazy or insane. It's like a Stepford wife smile. Like, yes, hello, welcome to our house. Please have a seat at the dinner table. We'll be serving you shortly.
No, you will be serving you. You'll be for lunch.
We'll start with your balls.
We're going to pull a Hannibal Lecter and cut you to pieces and then feed you yourself, like he does in the show.
Well, I do taste very nice, so I don't blame them.
Tastes like bacon dust.
So essentially, Mr. Shiny thinks that he's good for blowjobs, I guess. And he's offering. What
the fuck? I think that's where we got from.
Well, you said it tasted good.
Alex Halo,
foods.
Alex Halo, thank you much to appreciate that. Alex Halo through Streamlabs, appreciate that.
Who the fucking has the dirty minds?
In the Fate series, Cthulhu possesses an old Japanese artist. Lovecraft's monster are in Fate. Oh wait, they even have Lovecraft and Fate. I guess that makes sense because Lovecraft liked to say he wanted people to enjoy Fate. I mean, wanted people to enjoy Cthulhu, and he doesn't. I don't think what I've heard, he didn't really mind people using his stuff. He liked people using his stuff. But yeah, Cthulhu is also kind of public domain. Anyone can use Cthulhu to their heart's content and make money off of it. So that makes sense. Why wouldn't you have everyone else in Fate? Might as well have Cthulhu in there as well. Fantastic. Let's see. So anyway,
The things we can do and all the souls we can save now that we're in college.
all the souls we can say. Now that we're in college, now we can just tell us everything. Don't show us anything. Just have a really strange conversation.
Sorry,
about people's
save
entire life.
souls in college.
Save souls in college. That's what you do in college. You learn, graduate, save some souls. The usual thing that you do in college.
The usual teenage thing, yes.
These people are a parody of.
Did I mention that we were going to college? Well, this actually looks like a college class I've been to, actually. This is pretty accurate.
Yeah, it looks pretty dingy.
Welcome, freshmen. My name is Mike. I'm a senior.
Welcome, fresh souls, to be indoctrinated into the Order of Christian.
The Order of Dungeons and Dragons.
No, we're not there yet. This is the good Christian boys.
Oh, he's a good Christian boy. He looks Republican. He's that jock. He's handsome. He's got that masculinity going on. Yeah,
I love how the jock here, or the sport, what's like the football guy, I suppose, is like the skinny kind of like more socially awkward one, and then the more popular one
guy
is like the opposite. Is like the big muscular cool kids.
It's like
they're all hot and sexy.
You go to the D&D club. It's like the Rock and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis is hanging out with each other. Over here, the nerdy football players are like this skinny and awkward.
College is an exciting time of life. And
now, if I didn't know what this movie's about, I would assume the two girls here were like going to be the bad guys, and they would be like started slaughtering people or killing people off. Now they'll try to go in there and like maybe tempt this guy, like this guy be the first guy to die, and they'll tempt him with the feminine wiles, and they're just like, okay, cool. I'll
You've just got an overactive imagination.
Let's do it. The temptress thing. That's going behind a tree. And he thinks they're going to have sex, and then she murders him because you fell for the temptation. I need to save your soul before you fall to darkness. That's because they're just doing nothing but smiling and looking at people and in like a very hungry manner. And it looks like if I didn't know what this movie's about, I would assume those two girls were evil, and they're the ones that are going in there to kill people. I mean, save their souls by killing them before they can sin too gravely.
That honestly,
no better way of experiencing it than to join an organization.
To join an orgasm.
Something that most of these people will not have.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This takes place in like the 70s or something, or the 60s, or it's like 70s, right? I think 70s. Like no one of those really ancient. Wait, no one uses those anymore, as far as I know. Anyway. Young American college life. The young American college life. Go get them, boys.
In addition to academic study, college life provides a wealth of enriching extracurricular activities.
Whoa, where was that college class? I want to take that.
Archery.
Well, these
awesome.
curricular stuff. This is like free stuff you can do.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, give me like English 101.
I want to go to this like university where you get to learn archery.
Yeah, give me this one. Or give me I'll take my course for
I fucking picked the wrong university.
My freshman year would be like English 101, mathematics 101, and archery, and I don't know how to snap necks, and then then that's my entire semester.
I did.
From
I
athletics
got
and
to
sports.
do paintball games when I was doing ROTC at UVU.
That's pretty cool.
So, like, that's what you did. You went up Provo Camp and you then got to paintball each other.
To music, dance, the dramatic and performing arts. Perhaps you'll find new friendships and camaraderie with your brothers and sisters in a fraternity or a sorority. They and other groups often host delightful social events, perfect for making new acquaintances.
Like orgies.
The whole campus is
Done,
yours
you've
to
got a
explore.
dirty mind.
Just remember, stay out of
we
the
all have dirty
steam
minds
tunnels.
here.
Stay out of the steam tunnels.
How the fuck did it turn so evil all of a sudden?
I was like, hey, you could have
I
all
think
this
this is a
stuff.
setup for later because if I remember correctly, she goes into the steam tunnels and fights a demon.
But why would they have that in the welcome video?
I don't know. Like, hey,
It's a
stay out of the
setup.
steam- just stay out of the steam tunnels, okay?
If you go in the steam tunnels, you're gonna get attacked by an orc.
I'm not gonna tell you why you just stay out of the steam tunnels. Just don't go there, okay? Just don't do it.
Everyone will be fine as long as they don't go through that door.
I want to join a sorority. I want to join a computer club. Or maybe I could.
Hey, who are those people?
Oh, yeah.
The D&D crew is
Oh,
So cool.
Oh, and it's kind of strange here. So, there's the guy who wrote this, the guy who wrote this comic book, was he so nerdy?
chick.
Was the guy who wrote this so nerdy that the D&D people were like jocks to him? Was that the case?
Don't think so. I think he's probably like far too old to ever have been like growing up with like D&D people in his area.
This is a funny intro. These are D&D people.
Because I think like he was born in like 1924.
Wow, that is old. No wonder he's so crazy. But look at the absolute Chad. They got to be the D&D guy.
I think this was in like
He's built.
like the first chick track was made in 1955.
Wow, that's pretty good. Been writing a long time. But let's see. So this is the D&D crew.
Most, which were like fully colored chick comics, were published between 1974 and 1985.
This is the
So that's probably around the time this was made. Oh, no, like the original chick track of Dungeons and Dragons was made.
probably when the Satanic Panic was like in full swing.
Also, the D&D is from the 70s. So it makes sense that he made that about the new hip thing.
Like 74, 75, something like that. Imagine we're introducing the D&D people in like this in a modern movie. Like that wouldn't happen. Hollywood loves stomping on the nerd.
Also, like most D&D players do not look like that.
Usually, no. That's not usually the case now.
Yeah.
Those are the RPGers.
It's a football guy. The football jock is like, oh, those are the RPGers, the jocks, the sky school.
Which is so funny.
The RPGers.
Those are the RPGers.
Oh, those stupid RPGers. I wish I was cool as them. Now I'm just stuck here playing football on a scholarship.
We've been trying to get them thrown off campus for years, but they're just too popular.
How?
Yeah, okay.
Bull crap. I don't believe it. No.
They're trying to cancel them. Like, get them off the campus.
Well, considering nowadays when somebody can get thrown off a campus for something for a racist comment they made when they were like 11 or 12.
Well, yeah, but in this case, I mean, you can't get the RPGers thrown off campus. We think they are Republicans. Like, you can't just throw them off campus for nothing. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Until we can get them banished for good, it would be best if you just kept away from them.
What's an RPG?
You don't need to know. I've seen a lot.
Don't do RPGs, kids.
Don't do RPGs, kids.
Remember,
They
kids,
turn you
don't do
gay.
drugs.
Don't do
see,
RPGs. They turn you gay.
Apparently, more people decided to be homosexual this year than before. Felipe Lejeune says, "Is this D&D's power players, power fans?" Pretty much like, yeah, I'm an awesome D&D guy. Maybe he was a D&D guy this whole time, and it's like he felt a power rush, having it written this way, or the D&D people like this, mysterious and dark and just so scary. It's kind of like how all the SJWs make their superheroes like really powerful and they just kill everyone that doesn't agree with them and something like that. It's kind of like that situation.
A lot of students try to dabble with our
or what is likely to happen with Anissa and what is it, Invincible season 2 or whatever.
I
Something like that.
Funny they're just too popular.
Those D&D
Anakin,
nerds.
I told you, D&D is taking over.
Those stupid D&D nerds. This is way too popular. They're way too popular. How can we ever fight the popular Dungeons and Dragons crowd?
Damage Clan Society. I'll keep you safe, girls, in my own room.
You don't want to know.
Devin couldn't handle it. He left.
You don't want to know. All of a sudden vanishes.
The RPG got him.
Oh no. They'll come for us next. There's damn dirty. I love how they couldn't say Dungeons and Dragons. They had to say RPG, probably because they'll get copyrighted.
Oh yeah, I don't think you can dish Dungeons and Dragons, directly. So it'll have to be it's role-playing games. Totally, there's a different thing.
That's weird. The window closed for some reason.
Oh,
did you press the X button?
No, I didn't. It just closed. I don't know what happened.
It's Cthulhu.
It's Cthulhu.
You're corrupting too many souls. Cthulhu's rising.
I'm convincing too many people to be homosexual this year.
I think that there's very, very simple answer. His love for Zofrats has overpowered his computer, and so destroyed it.
Oh, you're so sweet, then.
That must be it. The sushi guy says that the time police got him. Yeah, we got melted. I got melted. I got reset.
I think Dunn is here just because he has too much stored shipping energy. So now he
Shipping
just have to come here and release it all.
The shipping is strong with this one.
No, I'm here to pimp. No, I'm here to pimp my next 2 books.
Let's see. Let's see. This I said they summoned him in the movie.
Yeah, and so what we need is like the retextured G-Man model, which I made for the animated D&D. Let me review you. Okay, we don't need to put that in this film. So like when Cthulhu starts rising out of the water, it's actually just lit dev.
Oh, Andrew Sabina actually a good, interesting point. The D&D University is a level 5 bard, and the DM will banish his soul to hell if they expel them.
What? I didn't hear a word you said.
The dean of the universe. The reason why they're not expelled is because the dean is a level 5 bard, and the DM will banish the soul to hell if they get expelled.
I think that might actually be part of the movie. We'll check it out.
I don't think so. It's not part of the film.
Not one has ever stopped.
Because it's so fun.
Oh, look at this house. It's amazing.
Why are there so many shoes on the trees?
Because evil plays shining.
Z Omega E.
I can't believe you talked me into coming here, Marcy.
If we want to spread the good news at this university, then we have got to fit into college life. Besides, there are obviously a lot of people here that need to be witnessed to.
That's what you said about senior prom, but do you remember what happened? You just wasted
by
all
saving
my
people, I
dancing
finally
and
get what they
hanging out with
meant.
your boyfriend.
Well, I learned my lesson there.
So, like they think they're saving people by spreading the good word of Jesus.
Yes. Obviously,
it's like I completely went over my head.
Yeah,
so we had to be saving people.
Yeah,
but clearly now, when Marcy is wearing black, he's already getting corrupted.
He's already getting corrupted. The soul is already damaged.
Indeed. It has already been corrupted.
No more boyfriends for me.
Destroy the child.
But come on, we've got to socialize.
I guess you're right. If we don't go to this party, you and I would be spending all Saturday alone together in our dorm room. And how much fun
How
did we
much-
have doing that?
How much fun could that be? and she smiled. And
See, it's the awkwardness here, which creates a sexual tension.
Well, I do. It really seems like she's in love with her.
It's a Mario movie.
It seems like she's awkwardly saying, "Yeah, I don't know how much fun we could have."
No
It's
fun
just
at all,
thinking of it.
obviously. No fun at all. I mean, what could he possibly do together? I mean, come on. And then maybe that's why
I
she
wonder if
becomes.
this is like purposely put into the film.
Did he write her as gay so because she's the one becoming corrupt?
She chose to be a homosexual.
It chose to be.
Who corrupted into being homosexual?
Apparently, according to the rules of this movie, that's how that works, I guess.
I like her glasses though, and her hair is down. She looks kind of cute.
But she's
Gay.
evil. But she's evil.
Not much, I guess.
That's
Yeah,
right.
not much.
We just need to get to know people. What could go wrong?
All right, time to see the RPG
this
party.
is going to take me back to my days of D&D at college.
Yeah, partying, drinking tons of alcohol, and
I
summoning
actually was
demons.
part of like a D&D group when I was at college at York.
You summon demons and
Probably
drink
wasn't.
tons of
Probably
beer.
wasn't anything like this.
It's going to be exactly like this, apparently.
It was exactly like this.
Yeah,
It was just mad raving. It was crowds of people. There was, smoke machines and drinking.
I like how the dance club scene is always used forever as a way of showing like overindulgence and low morals. There's rave music and all kinds of stuff everywhere. They did the same thing in Blade. It's the same thing like John Wick.
It's true.
And I guess it kind of is true, but this is kind of ridiculous to use it here. You're playing Dungeons and Dragons. It doesn't make any sense.
That's very overindulgent.
Dungeons and Dragons, you guys. This is how it's done.
Wow. Whoa. Like, what this is this? The 1970s? When was dubstep fucking a thing?
Yes. Yes. It's not canonical. The dubstep was all the rage during the satanic panic of the 1970s. All the rage.
Whoa.
Skrillex is really old, by the way. He's like in his 50s now, but he does really good cream. That's why he looks so young.
This editing is awful.
Yeah. Okay. This is every D. Have you ever been to a D&D party ever?
Yeah,
this is always what it looks like, especially in college. In college, if you go to D&D, it's like rave music and
it wasn't
and party
an awkward group of like 16 people who were like separated into two groups of 8 around 2 tables in a classroom.
I'm pretty sure it's not this. I'm pretty sure it wasn't this, right? It was more like a group of like 16 people who can't look each other in the eye, right?
And there's clearly a bunch of like strippers all over the place who are just going nuts because it's great.
I don't think the movie's wrong here. I think the modern day like D&D groups are just not putting up to this game. I mean, you should have like D&D groups in their clubs. Like, yeah, we gotta hire a DJ, bro. We gotta hire some snacks. We gotta get some punch bowls full of booze. We gotta hire strippers. Now that's a club I think people would join.
That's the most important part right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So real life D&D clubs, you got a high bar to meet now. Okay, this is what you got to make your club into, and this is how you get it. This is how you get it done. So we're gonna play D&D, and so we're gonna have a DJ. We're gonna have lights. We're gonna have strippers. We're gonna have
Item Wizard said D&D, drugs and dubstep.
Well, that's what it's all about. It's not really about the game. It's about drugs and dubstep. That's the evil. That's the devil here.
They got confused.
Yeah, I thought D&D meant something totally different. Hey, there we go.
We got the gays.
It's working apparently. The more people this year have decided.
I don't think it's fan service. I think they're trying to. That's how they're representing these people.
Could be true.
Yeah, because the more people this year decide to be more gay or something like that.
These are the sinners.
I am having second thoughts.
Yeah, maybe we should just go.
And who might you be?
We're just
Guy with a wife beater just moves in with a solo cup, like a pink solo cup. and then says, "Hey, guys."
Well, I see two cute girls. He has to lean in.
Want me to show you my plus 3
just
mace?
leaving.
Want me to show you my plus 3 mace of charisma? Hmm?
I've got a level 12 barbarian. I like to dual class him. Level 4 bard.
He's a
I
bard.
call him the
He's a barbarian. You get it? Wow, that line always works. What did I do
use
wrong?
duct tape around my axe and I sellotape a cello to it.
Cello. It's an axe. It's a literal. I can use it to kill. I can wail on it like a guitar.
I also have.
It's the most useless fucking dual class ever, but I always just find it hilarious in D&D to at least get a level 1 in Bard when I'm playing Barbarian, and always just want to play the Barbarian the entire time, just for the fucking pun.
You're basically playing like a barbarian version of a samurai. You kill things, you go to war, and then you write poetry about it.
Yeah.
No. You're making the music while you're in the battle.
You're just singing while you murder people.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's no rule against going in rage and singing. So you can sing while you're raging.
Well, have you seen a Clockwork Orange? Remember that? If you remember that part in Clockwork Orange, where Alex is raping that one woman while he's singing in the rain, like I'm singing in the rain. Pa! He kicks him, singing in the rain, hits him with a cane. He'd be like that, like I'm singing in the rain, slaps himself ahead, singing in the rain, like punch some guy in the stomach. I'm singing. Be good. That'd be good. So that's what I imagined it to be.
Also, this guy is tall.
He's
Look
really
how tall
tall.
he is compared to the little girls.
I want to bet like he's like on something, like he's standing on a
No,
box.
he's just that tall.
I think he's a guy from before, like the Super Chad. So yeah, he actually is pretty tall, at least compared to everyone else. I like, but he's so tall that the girl here, the corrupt one, is like has to like crane her neck all the way up to look at him. He's Chad height at least.
I want to get with this guy. He's cool.
He's Chad height. He's at least 6 foot.
And he looks like he's a hairy boy.
Yeah.
Oh, don't be so quick. Have a drink.
He just clicks and someone just takes the coats and gives them booze.
So much of Chad he is. He has them all under his control.
Did hands just like come out of the ether?
He's got minions, Shiny. His minions.
That's how you get through it.
What were my minions while playing D&D?
Oh my god, he's just huge.
That guy is probably like he's the only like level 20th person in there or something. That's why he's the leader.
Hey girl, I put 20 points.
Who wants to do some
strength.
RPG? Who wants to play Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah, and then like it's all take a drink or something. This is probably one of the funniest parts. This is a Dungeons and Dragons party. Okay. I think real life Dungeons and Dragons parties need to step up their game. Okay, just instead of like
clearly
like 6 awkward nerds sitting around a table and eating Cheetos and stuff. You didn't have like rave music and flashing strobe lights
and hookers
and strippers and stuff. You need to have that there and lots of booze.
So, Item Wizard actually a very amusing point. Note to self: hire strippers to ensure all players arrive on time and bring
Exactly.
steps.
Absolutely, that's it. It'll work. It'll probably work.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You're engaging in sin. Make them repent. They must go to confession.
Are you all having a good time? Well, I know.
It sounds pretty good. I mean, forget D&D. Just go to that party.
This guy is clearly the Chad of Chad D&D players.
Well, definitely, absolutely.
You all like to drink and dance and come on.
Hydration is important.
I kind of have a feeling this is what like if we played Life is Strange, they have D&D Life is Strange. This is what I'm assuming it would be also portray D&D's parties like just Chad
No,
guys.
because like as we established before, like Life is Strange, they're like 100% on the ball. Like it's totally accurate of how like college teenagers are, and that's the cringe.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's totally accurate. So by that you mean the parties are like this with D&D. Let's play some D&D, all right. And there's a bunch of strippers and and
There's hella cash.
And yeah, hella cash, just money and gambling, and so it'd be awesome.
Well, they did have D&D.
That's not why you
in
came
Life is
tonight.
Strange. There was the two awkward nerds outside.
Oh yeah, they were
Lauren's
playing
friends.
it, and they apparently the writers had no idea what D&D is like. Like, I just sit down and just join the game, and
Like no one plays D&D with just a single player and a dungeon master.
for like 5 minutes.
At minimum, a 3-player game because you need someone to be the dungeon master and then 2 people.
Yeah, at the very least.
Are you ready for the main event? Are you ready to RPG?
RPG.
Then let's get ready to RPG.
Let's get ready to rumble.
This is such a chat. I'm hype. I'm ready to RPG now.
Yeah, you know what? But D&D parties need to hire a hype guy. I mean, that's what he is. They hired like a hype guy to get everyone ready, like a professional MC or something. Maybe it's a DJ. Maybe he's a DJ. He's like, okay, we need you to get the music, get the lights, and we need to hype everybody up. Okay, I could do that. I'll give you like I don't know, $100. Sounds good to me.
Also, he's good looking, so he attracts all the girls. So
Yeah,
at least there's
exactly.
the girls in the groups now.
That never.
This is how you get girls into D&D.
Let's see. Tyler Preston, we should appreciate that. They are in Sodom and Gomorrah. Pretty much.
Clearly.
That's why Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed in the Bible. It wasn't because of sins, it was because of Dungeons and Dragons.
RPG! 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 RPG!
What is she chanting RPG for? She doesn't even know what it is.
She's just hyped.
She
She
just
got into,
knows-
he hyped her up, and she's
Like,
ready.
Apparently, she doesn't even know what it is, but she's
The popular
hyped for
kids.
It. She's hyped for it. I don't know what it is, but I want it.
Did they just stick a hammer to the wall?
Yeah.
It's gotta have a hammer.
It looks like some satanic ritual is about to happen.
Well, yeah.
Everybody's just gonna watch these four play.
It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, that girl there is much hotter than any of the girls that were in the fucking D&D group I was in.
Nah,
I want to go to this D&D group.
Let's go to
Yeah,
this
that's
D&D
3
group.
girls and 1 guy.
That never happens.
Yeah, that never
should
happened.
I mean, you got like a
warned us about
a
playing
good 8 out of 10,
RPGs.
what a
followed by a
hero.
5 out of 10, and a
Mike knows nothing.
I don't know, the other one's
After
probably
all,
about
what did
7.
he say would happen?
Mike said that once we start, we won't want to stop.
That's true of eating.
How old is this
drinking,
lady?
and
Why is she here?
other
I think she's
things as
supposed to be
well.
like a teacher.
Ah.
/ witch.
Surely it can't be of any harm to try it just a little bit, could it?
I hope you are not disrespecting Mr.
He's so tall.
You know, the other thing is, because since he's like one of the Chad D&D players, I mean, he's also gay. Because it apparently turns you gay or
Oh,
something.
don't ruin my dreams, Devil. Don't say that.
Well,
Because it turns you gay apparently. So like more people try to be more homosexual this year.
well, clearly Zofrats wants to have a threesome with this guy in LD.
Listen, this guy is tall and a Chad. I'm all for that.
I mean, I'm hearing much more in her voice than I ever want to hear. Like
so-
it's audible arousal.
Yeah, they're
So-
clearly working inside of the pants right now.
No, okay, what damn, you just take it. You take it a step
Calm
out of there.
down. What's going on? Take a cold shower.
No, I
fantastic.
refuse. I perpetually live in horny jail.
So
You see, Don, this is why no one ever invites you to parties.
So in the beginning,
Oh no, this is why people invite me to all the parties.
so in the beginning, right? Is it where people? So you said more people decided to be more homosexual or be homosexual this year. Does that mean like the level of which they're homosexual has risen, or they just kind of decided to switch or something?
More individuals are
More
homosexual.
individuals are now homosexual. They decided to be. They just chose to be.
Frost by refusing her generous offer.
Calm down, Nitro. No.
But refusing her gender. His name is
His name is
Nitro.
Nitro.
His name is Nitro.
That's actually kind of a cool name, even though it's a stupid supervillain.
His name might as well be like Mustang or Steak. Hey, Steak, back off, Steak, and something like that.
What
One
if
is
his
going to
name's
force-
Snake?
Why not just name him Chad? Just go ahead and just name him Chad. It's
I don't
fitting.
think Chad was a word when this was made.
I think. Well, it was definitely
Nitro.
a name, like Chad Summerchild.
Nitro.
Them to do anything. If they want to be a couple of chickens who go their entire lives without experiencing the unrivaled thrill of an RPG, that's their business.
We're not chicken.
Then prove it by playing.
Yeah.
This guy's extremely pushy.
You kind of went from a little bit of Chad to a little bit of simp. Like you can't talk like that way to my queen. You can't do that to mistress, whatever her name is.
You need to know.
I love this.
He just took away their empty cups. He's kind of like this. Okay, you're done
No
with
more
these.
drinking. Now it's an RPG party.
RPG time. And he took away their empty cups. Like no more drinking for you. You're finished. That's why no more drinking. Okay, part 2. Is there a good part 2 up here?
Also, it's kind of weird because clearly 4 people sat down to play and everybody else just is the audience. But now 2 new players are just joining in. Like,
I guess that can happen.
That's very hard for the GM.
He's going to add in 2 more people out of nowhere.
Yeah, you got like set up the characters and everything.
Let's see.
A person's character in an RPG is a wish of becoming. You could even call it a spirit that enters their very soul. Marcy, you are no longer Marcy. Instead, you are Blackleaf, the thief who is to the night as the day is to the shadow.
Shadow?
That does it.
The shadow. Actually, that's a running joke. That's a running joke within the production company that did this. They always have a villain called the Shadow, and every time they say the Shadow, they go the Shadow, the Shadow, the Shadow. They always do that.
So this is such great dialogue. Ryan Johnson should totally take notes.
The Shadow.
The Shadow. It's better than it is better than The Last Jedi. I see Tyler Preston. Thank you much for the 1 through Streamlabs. Appreciate that. Tyler Preston says, I can confirm that this is a 100% depiction of a regular D&D session. Every time I would enter a comic shop, the dubstep music would always be blasting.
Whoa.
You know, those comic book shops are known for their raves, drugs, and dubstep, and strippers, and lots of women in them.
Yeah.
All the women.
Women and comic book shops go together real nice. They go together like books in a bookstore.
Debbie, you shall be Elfstar, cleric, and possessor of the real power.
Why does she get the real power? I want the real power.
You get the real power. You're Mary Sue, okay?
I want
the Elfstar, the dwarf.
I want the real power.
I want to be Shadow. That's something more cool.
I want the real power.
I want unlimited power.
Unlimited power.
Real power.
All in good time. Now, let the games begin, and may your rolls be ever natural.
Like bread rolls? That's natural bread. Don't use artificial bread.
That sounds like the catchphrase of Hunger Games video.
Oh, I think it's kind of like trying to say like get natural 20s.
Yeah,
but this is an awful roll. I see like 4 2s, a 1, and a 3. That's bad.
Why are they rolling a bunch of D6s? It's not Dungeons and Dragons.
They're playing OVA.
They're playing OVA, I guess. They're playing OVA. May your rolls be natural. Like that shirt that where it has like 2 natural 20s on it, and like they're natural.
Yeah, I have that shirt. It's a good shirt. Okay, I like it. It makes me smile.
Very clever shirt. I like this music. It reminds me of like a heist music. Like they're walking into the bank right now, and they're about to pull off the job. It's gonna be great. It's like it sounds like heist music happening right now. Right? They're doing like a game, or in the game they're pulling off a heist or something. You could do that.
This must be so boring to be in the audience for this.
Yeah, but she died.
I guess her character died.
It's a tense face.
Dude,
Chad, come on.
Hey, for a start, the hot girl lost. I'm very upset. And then, fucking, you know how long it takes to paint those figurines?
Yeah, but
the miniatures.
Now.
And he fucking destroys it.
He probably has like lackeys to do it for him. I mean, like,
It's always annoying, like when you bring your own little miniature, which you made, and then it fucking breaks. All these fucking dudes just destroying these well-crafted miniatures.
The Chad, he's got to crush something. Also, the attractive women dying and then losing, that would never happen. The DM would be like, "Oh, you don't die, you get captured."
Yeah, but this is a female DM.
Oh well, okay then that makes sense. Well, then the opposite is true. They were the first to die. That's actually pretty true. Actually, that's accurate to real life. A female DM. Okay, these women are more. These players are more beautiful than me. They gotta die first. That makes sense.
Also, like they treat it like such a dramatic thing. Like when you lose, it's like your character dies.
Like it's like each player put in like $1,000 or something like that, and then when they lose,
it's
they
not
lose the
that
bot.
easy for your character to die because you've got to like roll like.
To be fair, it was back then. Like the Gary
Oh.
Gygax edition, it was he wanted you to die. It was made for you to die.
All right, then fair enough.
Today it's become more like watered down in soy, where you have like death saves and different lives and stuff like that. But back then, it was like, okay, well, you got to bring like 10 character sheets or something like that because they're all gonna die.
So back then it was Doom 2016.
Pretty much.
Rather than this.
Your character would probably die. The chances were very, very high. The sacred miniature.
And what was the significance?
Oh, threw it in the fire. I guess they died.
I guess so.
What was the?
Oh, look at him! He's so sad.
He's so sad. He lost. Like all his figures being, melted.
I think he's more sad that he has to buy another figurine and paint it again.
Why did he just fucking blow
Darkness
smoke
is
through his
surrounding
face?
us.
If we want to live through this, we have got to go on the offensive. Ostog the Unslain is counting on us.
Mistress Frost, I use magic missile to attack the darkness.
A wise choice. Skin Dancer flees, leaving only her accomplice, Baldric Windy Drawers, defeated and...
What?
Boss?
So Skin Dancer and Baldric Windy Drawers is walking to the bar.
That
okay then.
Is
fantastic.
hilarious.
He just dies with a singular magic missile.
He didn't have to make any rolls. He just died.
A magic missile doesn't require any rolls, as far as I know. But
Yeah,
it's weak though. So I don't think it.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's a fucking weak boss.
But Skin Dancer and Windy Drawers. Okay, those are names, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yay.
Windy Drawers. I guess but those characters, I don't know. Whatever.
broken at your feet. How shall you slay your defeated foe?
We don't have to kill him, do we?
No, you could show mercy to your enemy, and all it would cost would be your gold and your weapons. They only belong to the strong. If you wish to prove yourself weak, all you have gained will be lost.
How?
How does that make sense?
Really intense DM.
You
defeated
leave
the
the
guy.
guy alive. How? I guess the only way that could happen is if he, actively steals all your shit, because you don't kill him. But how is he going to steal all your shit?
You feed the guy, but suddenly, because you're not killing him, your weapons and money disappear. How's that happen? How does that work? What kind of dungeon are they in? As the Exum Legum says, I use magic missile to attack the darkness. They literally use this meme as a line. No, they don't. Do they? Oh, it's gonna be fantastic. That's from that.
It's 5 seconds ago. It's what they just said.
Oh yeah, they did. They did, didn't they? I use magic missile to attack the darkness. You can't attack the darkness. You can't attack the literal darkness with magic missile.
That is
I guess
so
we have no
stupid.
choice. We can't give it all up. Not after everything we went through. But who will sling the blade?
I will slay the helpless foe. I have no mercy. I am chaotic neutral.
Excellent RPG, Debbie. You pour all your cruelty.
I'm chaotic neutral. Okay. I'll say this. Does that mean they haven't killed anybody, or they haven't run into a situation where the foe is actually the bad guy is actually helpless?
Yeah, I think that's why he's helpless on the ground, and now she has to just, slay him.
Slay him anyway.
It's gonna kill him.
That's pretty easy. Yeah, it's no
Yeah,
problem.
because you're chaotic neutral.
They're chaotic neutral. I can do whatever I want. That's why. What other reason why would you be chaotic neutral if you just didn't want to do whatever you wanted? Okay, that's always the excuse. I'm chaotic neutral. That's actually another meme, by the way. Why'd you do that? That's evil. No, I'm chaotic neutral. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, I hate when people use that trope.
Chaotic neutral is basically you're insane. Not like Joker insane, but just like neutrally insane.
You're like Admiral Holdo insane.
Like, I'm going to just do
I
whatever.
want to point out that once I was playing a barbarian that was going insane, so I had a bit of an excuse.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not because chaotic neutral is forbidden, but when people just use it as a bad excuse to fuck up the story.
Well, what happened was I got cursed with madness from one of the madness demons or whatever. It was a giant. Is he a slime? I couldn't remember if it was a slime or not. But anyway, yeah, I was cursed, and I just started killing people.
Kill Shiny. He's evil.
He basically turned to Patrick Bateman. Like, I had to kill a lot of people. And I try to cook a little.
Your malice and your will to dominate all life into your spell.
Why are you?
Yet still he hangs on to his life and begs for mercy.
I stab him with a poison dagger. You want it? Huh? You want it? Then take it.
This is cringe.
Take it!
Yeah,
You
calm
are
down.
victorious! The captive is slain!
That was the best RPG I've seen in 15 years.
He sounds
15,
like he's just orgasms.
15 years.
How old is he?
How old are you?
How long has he been at college?
Oh, poor chap.
Been at college for 15 years.
And I'm only 15. But he sounds like he just finished having sex or something.
Yeah, I think he's a little turned on.
That was the best sex I've ever had.
Turned on by RPG.
Clearly, this
Now
man
on,
needs to get out.
you two shall be known as the Invincible Duo.
Huzzah.
This is so stupid.
That's fun. You see, that's how cool D&D is.
Yeah, just gonna show everyone that scene. Like, yeah, this is awesome. Let's play D&D. I like that they got the title Invincible Duo by killing a helpless foe. You killed a man you killed a helpless man. Now you have everyone cheers and you get the title of Invincible Duo.
Yeah, but they get all their stuff. They don't lose it for reasons.
That's a pretty kind DM. Like, you kill a helpless man, you get reward with everything, and the title's Invincible Duo. Congratulations. Also, this is this actor right here. He's pretty awesome. He plays he usually plays a douchebag. Usually. And he gets his own series called The Hands of Fate, which is pretty interesting. It's about card games instead of D&D. Still pretty interesting, though. Cringe at some points, but really interesting.
Yeah, I'll have what he's having. It's clearly a really, really addictive drug.
Apparently. Are these guys do these guys just stand here all day talking about random stuff in a circle? I want to
that's what cultists do.
That mercy is for the weak, and have acclimated them to using dark magical forces.
Their use of RPG magic is nothing but coded instructions for budding necromancers.
Okay. Budding necromancers. I like that. Notice he uses the word coded.
Some necromancy through D&D.
Like, he uses the word coded here. Like, the same language the SJWs use. Obviously, it's not racist. No, it is, because coded. It's in there somewhere. It's just hidden. It's coded language. This guy's
the fact that they ruined the word racist, especially since we have Michael Bay, who is like actually racist.
By the way, this guy's awesome. So this guy in Dorcas Rises plays a hilarious bard character who is his whole thing is that he dies all the time. They have to keep resurrecting him with the staff. At one time, they're about to they have to destroy this evil book or something like that. And so he's like, I'm going to stab it. And you can't backstab a book. He's like, it has a spine, doesn't it? And he just he tries to backstab the book. But he epic fails and he stabs himself and he dies. He dies. At one point,
that actually sounds kind of funny.
It's hilarious. We gotta watch this movie, shot. You love it. It's hilarious. But at one point, he gets so fed up with dying that he has because he owns the shop that they play the game at. So over the weekend, he has all of his employees just make him like bard sheet at the bard sheet. So so next time he comes in, he brings like a stack of character sheets. So every time one of his bards dies, he just pulls out a new one. So he comes in, he's getting the same guys over and over again. And there's a point where like they're in a zombie village, and he keeps dying, and because the zombies keep killing him, he keeps pulling out another one, and they had their some sort of magician or something like that. It's like, I can cast this spell that'll save us, but I need time to do it. And he's like, I got it. Hide behind the pile of dead bards, and they use all the dead bards as a wall to defend her. It's pretty hilarious. I like it. This guy in particular is very, very funny. They kind of watered him down a lot in the Hands of Fate, though, which was unfortunate because this guy's hilarious. Although I'm pretty sure, I don't know anything else about him, but I'm pretty sure he seems like a soy boy to me. Like he would be like, I hate Trump. Like if he had a Twitter account. That's what it seemed like to me.
And thanks to the power of the subconscious, this fantasy game becomes a reality game. They will begin to live it for real.
Soon, they'll no longer play the game for enjoyment. They'll play it because
The dialogue here is like stuff they all already know. They're just,
Yeah, but it's nice to tell me because I don't know what's going on.
Exactly. They're just talking so we know what's going on because we don't know, but they do. It kind of makes it awkward. Like, haha, as you know, all the stuff is working just as planned. Aha, I know. And as you know, more homosexuals. Aha, and as you know, it's coded language for teaching new people to be necromancers. Aha. That we all know this stuff. Why are we telling each other? Because
they're all learning necromancy through D&D.
Through D&D and being gay, apparently, like more homosexuals and stuff like that. I don't know what their plan actually is. I don't get the string of logic here.
Well, to corrupt souls, so Cthulhu returns
or something. I guess
it's when the stars are right.
But everything is going according to plan, and this will somehow equal Cthulhu.
they feel they have to. From now on, their mind will be possessed.
I sure love being evil. I love being evil too, boss.
Feels so. Yeah, me too.
This is a setup for a lesbian scene. Like they're both in the same bed.
Yeah, this is
the pajamas and stuff.
Yeah, they're both high on the rush from doing something awesome.
This is totally not going to turn into a sex scene.
I think this movie is going to redefine the word subtle here.
When Paxi Bogart attacked the gazebo, I thought we didn't have a chance.
Paxi what?
Attack the gazebo?
The gazebo? Why would you? Why? Okay, so their enemies are gazebos in the literal darkness. Okay. I think they use like random name generators to get these character names or something.
Chance. Yeah, and when Sarnathia had Ostok over the pit of endless doom, it's like I was there.
I'd never steal in real life. That would be against the 8th commandment. But in the game,
because people totally talk like this.
It's not real, so
oh yeah,
it's
obviously.
okay to steal, right?
Can I tell you something? When I started casting spells in the game, I felt something. I don't know what it was. I don't even know how to describe it, but it felt strong.
They're getting closer and closer, like they're gonna kiss or something.
And
oh, you whisked it.
Maybe a little bit hungry.
When do you think we can play it again?
A little bit hungry. Does she mean thirsty, babes?
Oh, Chad is playing. He's still so tall.
I may not be doing so well in Spanish class, but I'm picking up Elvish really well.
What? You don't actually learn Elvish in D&D. Where does that come from?
I don't think it's even like fleshed out a proper language. It's just you happen to know the language.
Last I checked, Tolkien was a very devout Christian, and most Christians like Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, Tolkien was pretty devout. Yeah, he's a pretty Christian guy.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, Lord of the Rings, D&D, Gary Gygax, he liked Howard more than he did Tolkien. It's kind of like people think it's like Lord of the Rings is D&D, but no, Gygax actually read Tolkien. He's like, this is boring crap. I don't want this stuff. I want Conan the Barbarian. It's kind of like the D&D is kind of like Lord of the Rings characters in the world of Conan the Barbarian, where they just go on adventures and get gold and kill things. But it's like how Gary Gygax is like, yeah, I read Tolkien. It's crap, boring. I don't want this. I want Robert E. Howard. It's like, okay. On one hand, like, why would you say that? On the other hand, I'm like, okay, I see where you're coming from. On one hand, why would you insult Tolkien like that? On the other hand, okay, you like Robert E. Howard. You're not totally insane.
Yeah.
Also, I did hear something about the gazebo. There is a gazebo enemy, I think. Something about the
I'm looking
gazebo.
this up. That sounds awful.
It's like the worst enemy ever. I mean, the most dangerous one. Like it'll just eat you or something.
Yeah, like a gelatinous cube.
I really wanted to be part of the computer club, but it's on game night.
Oh no! Instead of bettering themselves, instead of humbling themselves, no, instead of bettering themselves, they're RPGing instead.
How dare they be having fun?
Those evil RPGers.
And instead of going to like, you know, a class which is completely optional, they could, you know, play a game and have some fun. How dare they?
Hang out with new friends.
Extra chat.
Those filthy whores. Filthy whores.
I'm pretty sure this is in the free time, so like even if they like weren't going to this, they would just be, you know, sitting in their dorm.
Nazi.
I'll go to, you know, computer class, which probably is a kind of like a club.
Yeah, it's
better yourself.
Probably a club where they just, you know, fuck around.
Literally.
Done? I swear to God, go to fucking horny jail.
You said it. Well,
To horny
you said it. I just said one word.
To horny jail. To horny jail.
Oh my! I must go to a horny jail.
How important is this history test, really?
Rather go play.
How long has this been? Because it's now winter.
Yeah, but I think this is just to show, you know, time is passing, so and they're getting more corrupt.
Why is Dungeons & Dragons happening all the
how
time?
long has this been?
Well, you see 2 seasons so far, so I guess 6 months.
Like why is Dungeons & Dragons happening all the time? Like you can.
Why is it taking so long to corrupt them?
How come there is
Do you
a
think
choice?
corrupting souls is easy? It takes some time.
It takes a long time. I could tell you exactly. So, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
how come there's a choice that has to be made here? Like, do they never stop? Because how come she has to make the choice between a history test and Dungeons and Dragons? Like, when does it ever stop?
Well, I guess it's because it's weekly, you know, and they just get more and more into it.
I guess
Because when you start RPGing, you can't stop.
you can't stop. It's like a drug.
Like an
He explained it in the beginning. It's totally valid.
Yeah, the jock was like, "Oh, those evil RPGers are way cooler than I am."
So basically, instead
They
of
get
your
all the
love,
girls.
so instead of your love is my drug by Kesha, it's your RPG is my drug.
Pretty much, yes.
I can't believe I've missed 3 classes in a row, all from staying up late and partying with Debbie and Miss.
You're just a regular college student. It's a normal college student.
I can't believe I'm staying up all night. Every night.
And now it's spring again.
And you totally
I
wouldn't.
can't
get
believe
kicked
right
off of
now it's like
campus for this.
midnight.
You know, I like how the whole thing with Dungeons and Dragons is that it's made for story. People think like, oh, it's about acting and storytelling. Gygax would have none of that. Like he didn't come up with the story stuff. One of the other guys that was on the team kind of made Dungeons and Dragons. Gygax was more about this. Okay, we're going to have some guys go in there, and it's just a session of you going into a dungeon, killing a bunch of stuff, and getting gold, and that's it. There's no carryover. Like once you were done for that session, your character was gone. Everything was gone. Nothing. There was no like levels in anything. That's all Gygax wanted because it started off as a war game, so he just wanted to have like a game where you just fight and kill things and loot stuff. That's why Dungeons and Dragons is kind of more male centric and focused, because it's not, the story is kind of like icing on top of the cake. The actual main meat of Dungeons and Dragons is going into dungeons and killing stuff and getting loot and stuff like that. That's why men kind of like it more. The whole thing is, if it was more, that's why. Okay, in the history of Dungeons and Dragons, the actual history is that it was like mainly male centric for a long time, and then the guy who kind of added in levels. I think the same guy was a guy who added in levels and carryover things like that. You know, experience points. And he also came up with the idea of modules. It's been a while since I read the history on this, but I think it's the same guy who made levels and stuff, who made the modules, the story modules. And then once they added in story modules, women started attending because that's what women prefer. They want the women aren't really drawn to the slaughtering and the killing and everything, not as much as men are. And looting. That's kind of.
I don't think you know women like they like a lot of murder.
Well, yeah, that's part of it, but they need story attached to it. They need a reason why they're killing things. Men just need to be okay. I got my axe here. I'm going to kill some monsters and get loot.
Women are like natural psychopaths.
I'm not disagreeing.
But according to the history of D&D, once they added in
fun psychopath,
once they add in story modules, they increased their female audience by a lot. Like they became like almost 50-50 or so.
And they all became lesbian.
Apparently, according to this movie. But that's why Dungeons and Dragons is more male centric. But that's Gary Gygax is he just cared about the fun dungeon stuff and the killing and the looting and the characters and stuff like that. He really cared about the story as much, at least not in the beginning. Maybe he kind of adapted to it later on. But he was the guy who built Dungeons and Dragons on the skeleton of just going into a place, having an adventure, killing stuff, and getting gold. That's right. I think in the beginning, gold was actually your experience points. There actually wasn't experience points. I think gold was your experience, or your scorecard.
So, out of curiosity, who here has seen Unicorn City?
Never even heard of that before. There it is. His name is David Arneson. That's his name. Awesome. Thank you, Sliver Ogre.
Oh my god, that avatar! It's Mrs. Skidoo. Oh my god, it's so cute.
Awesome. So it's basically a modern day Don Quixote story with a Dungeons and Dragons player who decides to create his own community called Unicorn City on the boonies of Utah. It's really funny. And you can actually see me in the background at one point.
That's pretty awesome.
Since I was an extra on the last day, since it was filmed like 5 minutes away from my house.
The last
I'm just gonna watch that and screenshot pictures of everybody. Is this you? Is this you?
Is this you? It's in the last 5 minutes of the movie. I'm in the very background along with my dad wearing.
And it's like all you see is like a dog. It's like, oh, Dunn is like a rags character. He's just a dog in real life.
Wish I was a doggo though. Then I could get all the ladies because all the ladies love the dogs.
The dog. Everyone loves a dog. The bounty hunter.
Well, I'm sorry, Don, but I'm all into Hellhound. He's so cute.
A Hellhound is his own harem or something. Dude, just a passerby says,
why would Hellhound like next to a computer?
Why would I
just like give him a mic?
I'm not a homewrecker. Why would I try to steal you from Literature Devil? That's terrible. That would be awful.
You are good puppets.
Gygax did not.
Anyway, what you need to do, Dev, is you need to give Hellhound like a little microphone.
Yeah, and a little webcam so we can see him.
A little webcam. He's lays around all day. He's really lazy, so it wouldn't be very interesting.
He'd be adorable.
Let's see. Just a passerby says Gygax did not adapt. He made a very bad game called Dangerous Journeys, and I think it was eventually chainmail too. People didn't really like it that much. I don't know how successful it was, but it really started to draw in a crowd once they added it on like levels and stuff, where you can you have carryover. Was this just you crawl through the dungeon and then exit, and that was it. So once you had added in the RPG elements, I think it was done by Dave Arneson. Then you had people really getting into it, and then you added story modules, and then women got into it. So that's how it went down, as far as I remember reading.
Particularly women, I swear.
Women.
You like to look at women.
You get to look at women. Let's see. Anyway.
Frost. Surely getting to level 7 is worth some sacrifices.
Yeah, you totally wouldn't lose your scholarship from doing this. You totally wouldn't be wasting your parents'
Well, I mean, I played D&D, and I must have failed college,
As she jumps into a lake of lava.
Wait a minute. What time is it?
8.
That's not too bad.
Why is it?
That's not too bad.
Why is he so dopey?
Well, because he's been playing all night.
Yeah, he's supposed to be sleeping.
Yeah, but he's like playing like he's like what
This is hilarious.
Like,
So, like,
if you told someone just to like sit and act like tired, drunk, and this is kind of like what they would come up with, like
well, I
on the
think they're
spot.
tired because they're surprised it's 8 a.m. So clearly they've just been playing all night.
yeah, it's
Also,
kind of
how does he
hilarious.
know
'Cause they used to
Lucky
be
is
like
called? No, it's just this guy though. He just seems like the comedic, terrible acting of like if you were just told on the spot to act like you were tired and drunk. It's just a bit goofy.
So the scenario apparently occurred where there's like a bunch of people there, and they were playing for so long, everyone just kind of went home. It's like, okay, well, I'm bored. I'm going home now. I just like the first game was exciting, where they stood around and they watched them play, and it ended. Everyone cheered. Now apparently they played for so long that everyone just kind of went home. Like, okay, I guess it's not ending. I got things to do in the mornings. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, I have a life to live and a career to make.
On Tuesday.
That's really bad.
Yes, it is.
Wait, they didn't even know what day it is. That means that's been playing for at least 24 hours.
Yeah.
Thanks for staying after class, Debbie.
Sure thing, Professor.
Okay, this is a porn scenario, isn't it? It's another one.
You've been a bad girl.
Oh,
Debbie.
Professor, I'll do anything for an A.
Oh, I'm failing class.
Yeah, that was an actual quote in Transformers 2.
Can I
The
do
mom
extra
says
credit?
it.
We don't talk about the Bayformers.
Oh, what's with the
The
nickname?
only thing that's canon is Warp of Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. Those games.
Indeed. I had to watch them for a stream, and I just like put up all of the bad images, like Simmons' butt, the enemy scrotum, the twins, the buck teeth.
Just anyway, just the watch. Let's just watch.
Sure. What's the matter?
Well,
You're
it's your
failing
grades.
class.
You know, when you first started here, I thought you were going to be one of the brightest students here, but
Yeah, I had to pull myself away from Twitter and claim about Trump online to address.
He
this,
also said here twice. When you started here, I thought you were going to be one of the best students here. It's like, well, you just
here.
You don't need to repeat that. You just need to say it once. I thought you were going to be one of the brightest students. That's it.
I love this still frame.
She looks high here. Here, she looks high here.
Yeah, she looks.
Well, just
extremely
wait. They
strung
start
out.
dressing like the fucking Addams family later.
Yeah,
since you involved yourself in those wicked RPGs, your grades have been going down steadily. month by month.
Evil RPG.
RPGs aren't that bad.
RPGs are a far out game.
What?
Far out, man.
But isn't that supposed to mean? I know that's slang in the 70s, but isn't that supposed to be good? That's a far out game. It's like some boomer today. Man, that evil thing that I hate is really cool, man. You can't.
I think it's more like like we use crazy. So that's far out. That's crazy. That's kind of the same because it's not. Usually, it's kind of neutral, but it's just to say that this is not normal.
Far out, bro.
Maybe it's like far out as in like Satanist cult or something. I don't know.
Far out, bro.
By the way, this is a face I like to imagine that all of the soy boys and SJWs make when they read my tweets or watch my videos. Like, what? No, how dare you do this? How dare you say this?
Is it fake, Debbie? Is it?
Is it though? Is it fake?
Do you bleed?
It'd be way better if they got Steven Seagal to play this professor. That'd be awesome.
You just want Steven Seagal and everything.
He's just so funny. It'd be like I thought you were gonna be the best student here, Debbie. I'm Steven Seagal.
Poison, battles, maiming.
Poison, battle, maiming. You're not a tough
What
guy
is
like
this?
me.
A Christian? Like, what is this? BYU?
Pretty much. It's like I think it's the guy who made this is Christian and it's supposed to be like anti D&D propaganda.
Yeah, Jack T. Chick.
Killing?
Yeah, but it's all imagination.
Is it?
Yes. Yes, it is. It literally is.
If you don't get an A on your next paper, I'm afraid you're going to receive a failing grade.
Yes, as she
Wait, no,
should.
but that's not how grades work.
That's not how that. Yeah, that's not how grades work. You can't have a failing grade and then get an A on a paper and then you're suddenly passing, unless she is like right on the cusp of it.
You can fail like the year, I suppose, if you don't get like more than an A, I suppose. But like you wouldn't fail the paper. Like you wouldn't fail the exam. You would still get a B in the exam. And also like exams and stuff and Like, is that not usually until like later on in the year?
This writing is stuff. I know it's not the movie maker's fault because I'm pretty sure this is copying the comic book, but the guy who made the comic book, if this is accurate to the comic book, this is terrible. I mean, it's lucky it's so cringe that it's hilarious. Otherwise, this would be just awful to sit through.
Yeah.
I'll do anything to get that A, Professor.
Oh, here we go. I knew it was coming. I knew that was the setup. They're doing it.
I guess she's going to give him a blowjob.
No, he's the innocent one.
I'll do anything to get the A, Professor.
They have to have put this in on purpose.
It had to be. I mean, it's like a meme scenario of a pornography. I mean, come on.
It is.
I'll do anything for an A.
It's your only hope.
Kind of play
I
D&D
thought she was
now.
picking her nose for a
What's
moment.
the matter, Debbie? I'm flunking out of college.
So that's where it ends, right? So he goes, "I'll do anything for the A, Professor." And the professor goes, "It's your only hope." And then it cuts to her, and she comes back in crying. She's been violated in some way.
Yeah,
The implications are a little awful here.
College. If I don't get my grades up, I'll have to.
Well, it wouldn't be outside of Christianity to touch kids.
End of our late nights together.
I know.
But
And your Battleworthy was just about to win the Tomb of Horrors.
No offense to Professor Geek. We like you.
Maybe we could do just one more game. One more game couldn't hurt, could it?
It's like it's a drug.
One more game couldn't hurt. One more game, Debbie.
Just one more piece of chocolate.
Listen to me, Steven Seagal.
Just one more dose of crack cocaine.
I kind of do want Steven Seagal and everything. He just adds. It's like a multiplying factor. He just adds so much humor and entertainment because he's so crazy and weird. I want forget this.
Steven
Forget
Seagal would significantly improve this film. Let's be real.
I forget this lady. What was the role of the dungeon master was not this lady, but Steven Seagal instead.
Oh, there was unrequited love for Steven Seagal.
You are Blackleaf, the thief who is to the shadows, like the shadow is to the day, something like that. It'd be kind of cool. And then you have
You
to
lose
kill
your trail of thought there.
You have to kill your selfless foe. There. So what do we encounter, Dungeon Master Seagal? There's a restaurant there, and then there's a cook there.
I think it's called the Wagon Wheel.
I think it's called the Wagon Wheel, and there's a cook there because at the moment there's no such thing as dojos. That's how it happens. Right, Steven. Gotcha. Understood.
Debbie, your cleric has been raised to the 8th level. I think it's time you really learn to cast spells.
You mean you're going to teach me how to have the real power?
You have the personality.
Well, all you gotta do is all you have to do is be 8th level. I mean, it's 20 levels, I would think that getting the real power would be like a 20th level thing. Because at that point, you're you can be immortal or something. I guess you could do some crazy crap at 20th level. So I would have thought getting the regal power and being able to actually cast spells and summon Cthulhu and stuff would come at 20th level, not 8th.
Yeah,
come on.
I just I'm very sorry to interrupt you, but I just really want that Steven Seagal with a D20. And he's playing Dungeons and Dragons. I want that. I've just been thinking about it, and it's that's actually perfection.
You encounter a restaurant, and there's a cook there. Because right now there are no dojos. What are you talking about? How does that make any sense?
Doesn't make any sense.
Your intense occult training through RPGs has prepared you for it.
Wait, she took her to the castle?
Become a priestess and witch.
Welcome,
And
Alistair.
witch.
You are now a priestess.
So wait a minute. Those guys just stand there. There's a back room back there. And those guys just stand there.
I thought this was in a hell castle.
Yeah, I thought that was a castle too. Did they teleport?
So does this mean they just showed us the hell castle for no reason in the beginning then? They're just kind of in the back room of this little house.
In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Phil Coulson comes out of the corner and says welcome to level 8.
Welcome to level 8.
Welcome to the that comes out of the dark corner. Coulson just goes, welcome to the 8th level.
Welcome to the 8th level. We're putting together Avengers Initiative. You're now level 8. You can join. I be kind of funny if someone's dad just came out hey, Nathan Rice, do You want some Cookie Crisp or something? No, Dad. I'm being evil back here. You wouldn't, son? Yes, Dad.
Good.
Like they're all still
Keep
living in
winning.
the parents' basement.
Yeah, it's like some basement because this is because they go to this place to play D&D. I thought it was like some hell castle on top of some random place, like some random cliff or something. Probably not. They're just in the back room somewhere, just standing around all day. And I assume they all have to go to class too. Oh crap! I got to wait. You're leaving already? Yeah. I can't be evil today, guys. I have a history test. Oh man. I have to work at the 7-Eleven tonight. Oh, no evil tonight for you either? Oh, you guys suck.
Craft and of the Temple of Diana.
And it's kind of funny because
You
I'm
realize
pretty sure
that Diana's a virgin goddess, right?
Yeah, I think that might be the point. I think maybe. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure there are D&D nerds who actually act like this, which makes it even funnier. So the next thing we see is her sitting down casting real life spells. There's no transition. There's no like her learning this stuff. Just okay, you're 8th level, now you can cast real magic. Okay then.
Was that how it was for you too, Zofrats? Were you and Mary Sue too? Or were you an actually well-written character?
Well, I didn't go into a dark room with just 4 guys looking at me.
This is fantastic.
No, you had a bunch of Chads clamoring for you.
Oh, look at her. She's all sexy now.
Now she's wearing black. I mean,
she has a
She
little
used
makeup
magic
on.
to cheat. And then now she looks like she's from the fucking Addams family.
Does it mean it's like a Quash from Life is Strange 2?
It's all Quash.
it's Quash. Always has been.
I don't know how you did it.
Wait, what?
Vampire Maven?
Vampire Maven? What kind of class is she in?
Wait. I'm
confused
go
now.
back 1 second.
I thought it was like her. She had to do like an A on a paper, but she wrote about Vampire Maven and was this creative writing class? What is this?
I don't know how you did it.
A+, the complete history of Vampire Maven of Eventide? Is that a D&D thing?
Wait. That's the title of a YouTuber who's friends with Lindsay Ellis.
What, Vampire Maven?
Yeah, Maven of the Eventide. Basically, it's just, when did this come out?
I think it was 2014.
See, Board Enthusiast? Board Enthusiast says she turned into an e-girl. Pretty much. That's pretty much what happened. Look, put on Stalker. It stole that spell from Excalibur.
Well, it's like the opposite, because now she's like a goth.
No, she's just sexy.
Yeah, she's now she's gonna get some simps around her.
She's just wearing makeup.
And a black dress or something.
No, because she's dressing in like dark clothing. She's like more gothic.
Only goth dresses in dark clothing.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did it.
Evil.
I sure do love being evil. Me too. Okay, got 2 more parts. And here we go. This is the next one. Bring it up here. Let's see. Darkest Dungeon, episode 3.
Miss Frost, this is fantastic. This makes the game real. It's not a fantasy anymore.
I knew you were ready by the way you played the game. But this is just the beginning. There's so much more.
Last night I cast my first spell. This is real power.
Which spell did you cast, Debbie?
I used the mind bondage spell on my professor. He was trying to stop me from playing RPGs.
What was the result?
He gave me an A+ for a history paper in which I
He voted Republican.
A
Apparently it was a history class.
Yeah, this is making. Well, yeah, I guess that explains it. Then she used a spell, so he gave her an A on about
a mind bondage. That sounds like a weird sex
mind
thing.
bondage, and she got a paper on the history of like a fictional place.
Everything is a weird sex thing with a bunch of D&D players because they really want poontang.
wrote about Maven of the Eventide. It was great.
Maven of the Eventide. What is this? Oh, Journey Quest. That show is actually pretty hilarious. It's another thing that they do. It's actually pretty funny. That guy, the guy in the yellow, is like he's like a terrible wizard. There's a female shadow, I guess. There's the guy from the beginning. I told you always play the douchebag. That's actually more serious. It's like a comedy, serious sort of show. It's pretty interesting.
Okay, quick question. Who here has seen Dollhouse?
I mean, the show? I have.
Yeah. The guy on the left looks like the tech guy who's programming the dolls.
He might be. I think I've seen him in other stuff before.
He's he's in a lot of Joss Whedon stuff, but I think like the main thing I remember him in was aside from Dollhouse was Joss Whedon's adaptation of Much Ado About Nothing.
that must have been good.
It was weird. He basically got a bunch of his actor friends and said, "Hey, let's film this at my place and just do it."
Do you think
the
Mr. Frost
play.
will ever teach me the real?
Let's see.
It's really weird to see Nathan Fillion do Shakespeare.
Oh, it's public domain. I guess they could do it. Jim Legum says, "Oh yeah, Maven of the Eventide is one of Lindsay Ellis's friends. She used to do bits on Nostalgia Chick video back when those were a thing." Oh, is that one? Didn't she review? Didn't she review like romance novels or something like that?
She reviews vampire movies and books. And
I think I remember her now. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the redhead. I think she got married to one of the music guys, and she had a baby a few years ago. Maybe they have two now. I don't know.
She was one of Lindsay Ellis's friends. I remember her now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Power and let me join the coven?
Oh, yes. In fact, if you reach level 8
The
by
coven?
next week, you'll be able to join us for the Skyclad ceremony.
Skyclad, does that mean that
Is this how they recruit feminists? Is this okay? Here's D&D. Now you're in the coven of feminism.
So is Skyclad. Does that mean you're clad in the sky, which means you're in your birthday suit?
Skyclad ceremony. Well, that is part of that. That seems to be something that witches would do. So yeah, maybe.
I just realized something. The girl with glasses looks like discount Anne Hathaway from Princess Diaries.
Really discount, I guess.
I guess bargain
Your hands
bit.
are perfect for spell casting. Delicate and small.
This is totally straight,
So much to do with
folks.
them.
I've got to reach level 8 right away.
It's incredibly gay.
Enough chit-chatting. We have important matters to discuss. The evil undead Lich Zycon is attempting to reach the gate.
Mrs. Frost?
Yes, Marcy?
Wow, she's tall.
Since Debbie is 8th level and I'm still level 7, we were wondering if we could do anything harder.
We'll do anything to reach level 8.
I still love the
Yes.
game, but it doesn't have the same kick it used to have, you know? I could go for some stronger stuff. And Marcy needs to be able to keep up with me.
Very well. Then it is time for LARP.
Time to LARP. Like what Chads do.
He was so excited about that.
I remember actually, I actually now remember that good old CJ did a review of this and it was really funny.
That was gonna be great.
Yeah, CJ's videos. This was great. It was
The
hilarious.
next level is to LARP. Haven't they been? Why do they need to LARP? You can actually cast spells. If you could actually cast spells, you don't really need to LARP.
What's
Literature Devil, stop looking for logic in this movie.
Live action.
Random incoherent juvenile crap.
I remember
happens.
the like in the Jontron skit when she opens the door, like live action role playing. It's just him in a knight armor with it's a fucking Pikachu. It's fucking hilarious.
That sounds great.
But to be fair, he's just like, oh, now we have to LARP. It's like you have 2 players. Like, do you know it takes like 50 people to have a good LARP scenario?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I remember Spoonie talking about that, where he actually LARPed before in the what's it called? A vampire game?
Your abilities will be
Vampire
taxed.
the
Like they've never been
Masquerade?
taxed before.
The Masquerade. That's what it was. Okay, the Vampire the Masquerade. So he was talking about how he actually went to a LARP where it was like a Vampire the Masquerade setting, and it took a lot of people. Yeah, you're right. It was like a huge group or something.
Yeah, because you usually in Masquerade you really want to at least 2 guilds, preferably like 3 or 4, and a guild usually is like 10 people, so it takes a lot.
Very, very quickly.
What's this part?
Action role playing.
It's only a flesh wound.
Block your thunderbolt. 3,000 in a critical. Dark out critical. Thunder. Thy art slain.
If you're gonna go that far, you might as well just fight. I mean, you might as well just spar with each other. That'd be way better.
But it hurts if you get hit with a real sword.
We actually used to do that. We used to get back in high school when we used to not drink illegally. we used to not totally not drink. We used to not drink a lot of beer, and when we were not totally drunk, we would go out into the backyard and fight each other.
You're such a boy.
It was pretty fun. I mean, not with each other.
Of course, Literature Devil is a Chad.
But
it really is.
Like if you're going to do that, if you're going to get outside and get ready to fight, you might as well actually spar. I mean, it's way more fun. Believe me, it's way more fun.
Well, you're dating him. Of course, he's a Chad.
It's way more fun. Believe me. Okay, so yeah, just don't pretend to fight. I mean, you're 2 guys in the field ready to fight here. This actually spar with each other. Okay,
But you can't be a Pikachu mage if you're for real.
You can't.
You know, it would just end up being like it would be like children. It's like, oh, I hit you. No, you didn't. I've got a I blocked it. I've got a shield. I hit you.
Dude. I blocked your thunderbolt, dude. No, you didn't. I blocked it. Good stuff.
Role playing.
That is.
Though you have
totally
gained
how
many
role-play-
skills through your RPGing.
That they're live action role playing. Here's some dresses.
I have to dress up.
The more and more this goes on, the more and more I'm convinced this is how you actually induct people into feminism. Like this, here's a bunch of dresses.
Ah, yeah, dresses.
You're part of the coven now.
And one of them looks
Lock.
like a slut. Is dressed like a slut.
I think she's a thief or something.
I will tax them as they've never been taxed before.
Yeah, like
are
one
you?
of them's the thief and one of them's the mage.
I'm Marcy.
No, you are not Marcy. Who are you?
Fucking
What is happening?
full-on slap.
Just slap you there.
Dominate.
Your name is not
your
Marcy.
knowledge.
Your name
Dominate.
is Blackleaf or whatever her name was in the game.
This is like cult induction behavior.
So my theory about this is how you get inducted into feminism has not yet been disproven.
No, you're not
I'm
wrong.
Blackleaf, the thief of the shadows.
And you? I am Elfstar, cleric and possessor of the real power.
And I am Dungeon's mistress, your guide in the world of dark dungeons.
Dungeon mistress.
So
She just takes out a whip and
my.
is like, ooh, sexy.
And suddenly she's a dungeon mistress and she has a whip now.
so essentially what we're looking at is a BDSM fetish.
What
just
was this
made
guy
PG.
thinking when he was writing all of this? Like, like lesbian scene, like lesbian scenes that aren't lesbian scenes, and like a professor approaching a girl is like, your grades are down, and she goes like, I'll do anything to get my grades up. And then now we have a dungeon mistress with the whip. Like, what is this guy writing about? I don't
Well,
think
isn't it to show how RPG just makes you corrupt and a bad
it makes you
Christian?
evil and corrupt.
Clearly not Doom or any of those other games where it's like actually hyper violent.
Awesome. It's a whip now.
You must trust me without hesitation, for this is the most important adventure of your very lives.
Please, I want to know the
Have
safe
one
word.
goal.
Please tell me the
One
safe
goal
word. I
only.
want to know that I cannot
Stay in the
die
game.
doing this.
What do you mean?
I mean that this is LARPing. This is
The safe word is the N word. It'd be quite funny. The safe word is the N word, so you have to say it, or else
This
you're locked.
Nigeria.
You're locked.
Nagging.
You're trapped into it. You're just trapped into the whole thing.
experience like no other. And if you break character, that most sacred of RPG covenants, I will banish you from all tables until the end of time. You will lose all that you have.
How would you ever do that? How can you blacklist somebody from sitting at any table with Dungeons and Dragons? How is that possible?
She has that power.
And you will...
Cthulhu gave it to her.
And the Cthulhu power of blacklisting people from D&D tables. Like most people ask for like
the planet.
Most people ask for like money and power and fame. She asked for the power to banish people from D&D anywhere you go.
Will no longer be welcome in any of my circles. You face real risk tonight. For that is what it means to LARP.
No, it doesn't.
Stupidly.
I'm not sure it does.
You come across this in your quest.
That's what it means to LARP. Now I really, really want Steven Seagal to play this role. I mean, he can dress the same in everything. They have the dress and the whip.
No,
that would be amazing.
And that's what it means to LARP. Okay, there was a guy there, and he was a guy, and he was a LARPing guy, and he liked to LARP. He's a guy.
Also, that it's not true. If you want to go out of your character while you LARP, you just put your hand on your head. That signals that you're out of the game.
They actually addressed that in Hands of Fate. Like he gets invited to LARP. You think it's stupid, but he goes anyway just to check it out. And they do that. They put their hands up and like, okay, out of character. It's like, oh, are those the rules of LARPing? So everything I know from LARPing about LARPing, I learned from these people.
Oh yeah, you don't LARP, of course not.
Yeah, of course not. This is a devil. But it's pretty funny.
Hands of Fate, is that Manos Hands of Fate or is it something else?
I think it's called Gamers Hands of Fate.
Oh my gosh. So there's a Manos Hands of Fate, which is a Nanar, and then another Nanar called Hands of Fate.
It's called Gamers Hands of Fate, and it revolves around card games. Like there's a new card game out, and he has to save the card game. It's kind of strange, but that's a good ending. It's pretty interesting. It's just get back to the cringy parts. There's a lot of cringy parts when they write stuff.
So Yu-Gi-Oh! Essentially without the wholesomeness.
Actually, it actually has more wholesomeness in there. This is no wholesomeness, really. That the game when they have the regular stuff, there's some wholesomeness in there. Like it's about they kind of put lessons in there, like how to be a good dungeon master and how to like play with the players and how to craft your story so that the players can have fun too. Because they like in Darkness Rises, the dungeon master, he's like the main character, and his players are kind of jerks, but he's also kind of a jerk DM because he kind of forces you to play his story rather than allowing the players to do what they want. To have actually autonomy or authority in their own thing. Like you have to go over here, you have to do this, you have to do that. So
took it forwards, backwards, and over the hours. So wrong song.
And they're pretty good. They usually have like some good lesson in the end, but some of them get pretty cringy. The Hands of Fate got a little more cringy. Darkness Rises is pretty good. The Gamers movie was just hilarious. You got to watch that one. That's for free on YouTube, I think, but it's also pretty funny.
It appears to be some kind of Arabic. Wait, Marcy, didn't you learn Arabic? You needed it to convert the Muslims who didn't realize they were actually worshiping the moon god.
Wait, hold on, I'm gonna roll it back a second. I think I misheard something or something. What?
No, you heard it right.
Hold on, gotta listen to that again.
It appears to be some kind of Arabic. Wait, Marcy, didn't you learn Arabic? You needed it to convert the Muslims who didn't realize they were actually worshiping the moon.
I love the way she just looks. Like, that's right. Oh, yeah, I was so stupid, not realizing.
That one time I learned Arabic, so I can convert Muslims because they're worshiping the moon god.
I imagine that so many Muslims, if they watched that, would either bust out laughing or be mortally offended.
When was there like literal Muslims in D&D? What game are you playing?
Yeah, I want to know that. What exactly are you?
Remember that one part where you converted the Muslims? Like, no, what Muslims in D&D? Like, there's no Muslims in D. Like, that's not a religion in D&D.
That's silly devil. This is not D&D. It's Darkest Dungeon.
Oh, it's Darkest Dungeon.
It's Dark Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon is something else.
There's also that's actually, I think there might be a meme also because that's actually from Darkness Rises, or they encounter like a totem that's worshipped by goblins or something like that. Oh, God of the Moon, you say? And they kind of make a joke about it. Oh, it's the God of the Moon or something like that.
I'm not sure I should.
Marcy, we need to
The
get you to
N-word.
level 8 tonight. Read it.
Look,
The N-word.
You don't have to do it, okay? You can back out of this at any time. All you gotta do is say the N-word, and then you're free from all your
No,
obligations.
what I was saying was that, like, she says, I can't translate this. I was joking,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
saying that the
isn't
thing
there-
she was having to translate was just the N-word.
Isn't the EFAP joke from Rise of Skywalker where like C-3PO was like, I know
Oh,
what it says,
yeah.
but I can't say it.
Yeah, like the reason why he can't say it because it's the N-word.
It's just the N-word, but written in Sith.
Yeah. Clearly. And then Finn
Like
gives
in a little
the
bit.
N-word
La mei
pass.
san mei anestotiro alentithor abdewel bimorul al hokab
The
hatel.
more this goes along, the more we really need Steven Seagal in here somewhere. The part where you have to convert Muslims and stuff. I mean, Steven Seagal plus it's not they missed the. I know. I mean, Steven Seagal. You could pay him $20. He'll be in your movie, whatever. He'd definitely do it. Come on, that'd been so awesome. That'd been so good. It's a part where you gotta convert the Muslims because they're worshiping the god of the moon.
It really sounds like something he would say, and drive by in his gas-proof car.
His gas-proof, bulletproof car.
Miauch kajufna.
I love how
I
they
think
make
it
it
means-
so like Arabic words are apparently like going to
The
summon the
demon.
devil.
Well, I mean, it's written by Christians, so I'm not surprised. Like a hardcore fundamentalist Christian. So that's kind of in the repertoire, I think.
Yeah, true.
Something is.
We
not
have to look
dead,
at like the
which has
the chick track, which was this originally was based on. Like
Let's
after
see.
this, that is.
By the way, we new guest in the back room. Let's see who this is. And well,
Glib, you already missed all the good stuff.
Sorry, I'm late, but I had
You
to
missed
late.
You missed everything. We got
they were converting the Muslims because they were worshipping the moon god.
Apparently, D&D, these people just converted Muslims from the moon god or something. I don't know what D&D version they're playing.
I like how that's the cope is that like they so people like to say that Allah is the moon god for some reason. I don't know why that is. I think it's just that people want to own linguistically the word for God in their language because it's like an ethnic thing. You know, what I mean?
Probably,
Like,
yeah.
Like where does the word God come from versus where does I don't know the Jewish religion would say Adonai, which is Lord, or whatever 1,000 million names.
Elohim.
In Islam and in Judaism, there's like a million different names for the gods because of the polytheism that existed beforehand. So they were trying to like
God the moon, you say?
Yeah, sorry, I know this is like a tangent, but I just loved this. Like, there's no way that anybody's going to be able to own that name. You know what I mean? So anytime I hear
Anyway,
that, I'm
Glib,
like,
they're also now doing LARPing.
Yeah.
well, this video, when you guys were watching, because I was listening to the thing in the background while I was doing all the stuff that I had to do, but this is totally like a parody, right? This is a satire.
Okay,
This is
so
like, all the comedy stuff
let me
is
explain this
totally
again.
intentional.
So this is based off
This
of
is
a
based?
Christian. It's based off of a Christian chick track, which was basically a bunch of bullshit by a guy named Jack T. Chick, and this is they bought the rights to make a film out of it, and Jack T. Chick gave his stamp of approval that this is his vision for like how he would imagine his chick track being turned into a film.
So the original comic book was written. Well, the original comic was written seriously, and then the movie was kind of making fun of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense because I was like, this movie's not serious. Like they're totally playing up on it.
Yeah, but the original comic book that inspired this movie was written seriously, and it's still pretty cringe.
I feel like the other thing that I was thinking was that people that live in a Christian context are talking a different language from people that are living in a secular context. So if a Christian person tries to say you're possessed by a demon, a person's gonna be like, what? Like a thing that I saw on television? And they're not gonna think about how you could be possessed by an addiction. Like that's the same. People are talking about like past each other about ideas and using like visual metaphors and representations instead of speaking on the same level. So it's really funny because Dungeons and Dragons, they're afraid is going to mislead people from the Christian thing because they're going to introduce all these ideas.
You're going to summon demons and stuff.
Yeah, and it's because like they hear, oh wow, it's imaginary, but they're still summoning shit. Like they can't differentiate imaginary things from reality because they live in that reality. that it's like, oh, your kids are actually going to summon demons and shit because they play this D&D game. Like they're afraid of the imagination. And I've never could understand why the Christian conservative whatever was so
they need to get these kids reading about something which has absolutely no maiming and killing and slaughter, and they call it the Holy Bible. They need to be reading that. There is nothing bad which happened in the Holy Bible.
Right.
It is totally parental guidance free.
And how to cook a little.
Isn't that a weird? I'm kind of a sick guy. I had to circumcise my son.
Kind of a sick guy.
Yeah, sorry. It's at the end of the American Psycho, but he's not calling his secretary. He's calling God, asking for.
Yeah, he's calling God. I'm kind of a sick guy. I had to cook a little. I ate some of the brains, you know.
There's got to be there's a cannibalism thing in the Bible, isn't there? There's got to be something.
Yeah, there's
a
lot of cannibalism in the Bible.
I think it's funny because they try to play both sides, and I think that's wrong. That's not how I wouldn't sell Christianity to people with evangelicalism. They need to go back to the fire and brimstone thing and start talking in abstractions again. That'll actually get back to it. Like Christianity's best years, I feel like, were when philosophers were like trying to understand the lessons of it. And now people are, I feel like, with the evangelical shit, they're trying to live out this fantasy based on the Bible story. And that's why I remember you guys were talking about Kirk Cameron and stuff. I was thinking about that. Like, he wants to be the next prophet kind of thing. Like, he's combining his ego from fame that got split off into the Christian world and trying to be like, I'm the one. You know, I'm doing the thing. Instead of just being humble, you know what I mean? So yeah, people that promote that, there's like
instead of humbling himself.
Instead of, yeah, exactly. So instead of humbling himself and thinking maybe banana, and then Kirk Cameron's not the guy that did that. There was a guy named Ray something or whatever that was saying, he literally said.
I thought there was another. I thought that Kirk Cameron did the banana
Kirk Cameron was sitting right next to him. That's why you got confused. He's Kirk Cameron's interviewing this guy who's a creationist, because this comes from when the skeptic creationist whole thing was going on. Like, we're gonna dunk on the theists because they don't understand science, kind of thing. And this guy Ray Comfort is sitting there, and he's got a banana. And a banana is engineered from what its natural form was. If you look at the old world bananas, it's like looking at maize versus corn. Like, we've altered through selective breeding what a banana is. So he's sitting there with a banana, and he has his hand out like, you know, like you're going to jerk off or something. And he puts the banana into his hand, right? And he goes, you see how perfectly it fits in your hand? That's proof that God, intelligent design and stuff. And you're like, no, that's proof that humans use intelligent design. And you're just projecting onto it. That's not how you tell people that are agnostic or atheistic that maybe there's
You see this ball shape. It's called an apple. And look at the apple. It just, you can grasp it with all fingers.
What you need to do is you need to go all the way, if you're a Christian, go all the way forward in science fiction. And be like, hey, look, the perspective of people, A, writing the Bible, and B, people living now, are both disconnected from the creation event. So whatever happened, we have no idea. Even scientists only have scopes. It's like trying to say, oh yeah, I touched a deer by looking at it from like a Hubble telescope. There's no way that you can like get a clear picture of what happened in the past. So when I look at reality, it's always a question. And the people trying to answer that just seem to be humans that are grasping at divinity. You know what I mean? So it's really funny if you're a Christian or if you're an atheist to look at these people scrambling and gesticulating, trying to make it so that this is heresy or that things should be a certain way. Those people are just as lost to me as people that are considered like non-believers or something from that perspective, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate the hubris that people have as if they understand, one, reality completely, and two, theology completely. Because how would you? You'd have to spend all your time on both of them and have information we don't have.
Yeah, zealotry is never an attractive or appealing trait in any person ever.
Can you imagine if you were certain about something and you were a zealot and you didn't have any nuance to it, you'd still be considered an asshole by the people around you? Because then you're like Linkara, like, maybe you shouldn't talk to people that you're working with like that. Busybodying, that's what it is.
What religion really needs to do is, like, in Doctor Who, or the new era, where Christianity, or sorry, not Christianity, religion has become a military force, huh?
Yeah,
it's happened before.
Like War Room. Anybody here seen that movie?
I'm just saying,
really bad.
Because Philip Lejeune doesn't understand what I'm saying. If you're gonna follow scripture, don't make up shit about bananas. You don't need that. And if you're trying to convince people that are atheistic, that don't have a spiritual basis, you have to talk about their indeterminate nature of reality.
Another thing
That's
is as
the
well, which is
question that
kind of
everybody's trying to answer with religion, with science. It's the question that drives us. Remember the Matrix? It's the question, Neo.
I remember something which kind of irks me a little bit as well is like how predatory like the people trying to spread Christianity can be a little bit. Like it's always like when they because I remember I had an American friend. There's always an American friend, but I had gone through something difficult, and then I was talking to her about it. And this is probably not the one you're thinking about. It's just a different one.
I hope it isn't, but so it's even funnier.
Anyway, so she then tried to like tell me, it's like, oh no, the reason like why you're unhappy and why you're not having any fulfillment in life is because you don't believe in God. It's like, wait, what? So, okay, so I'm like 17. Like I'm pretty lost in my life. I've just been thrown out of high school. I don't know what I'm gonna do, and then God is really gonna help me, isn't he? He's really gonna give me that sense of fulfillment and purpose, and he's really gonna show me the light of how I'm gonna get my life together.
Well, she doesn't have anything else to offer you, does she? She doesn't have like regular advice to give you. All she can go is back on is what like she goes back on. So I understand it. I think what Dawkins was saying was, he had a bunch of C's: comfort, consolation, something else, exaltation, like a bunch of different things that people search for. And he was just trying to point out, like, no, I don't believe this is scientifically accurate. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the point of what people are trying to get at. People are trying to have a positivity about reality. They want there to be some sort of force underlying reality that maybe makes everything make sense and connects everything. And I can't tell anybody what to do, what reality is, because how would I know? I think my doubt is my belief. You know what I mean? My faith is my...
Well, Glib, if you ever feel lost, then you just don't believe in God, and that's why you're lost.
Well, which God, right?
Bananas.
The bananas.
There's like 50,000 different Christian gods. So
well, anyway, we have to get going with this. We're a little bit out of time.
As soon as I join in, it's fucking we're talking about theology.
All of a sudden, we start talking about religion.
All of a sudden,
you're a Nazi.
Very quickly as well, just as an anecdote to this, another chick track is it's basically one where they shit on like all the other Christian beliefs. So it's like, oh, you don't believe like my Christian belief, then you're gonna go to hell. Right, I think it was one of them was specifically about like Roman Catholics and how like their faith will not save them.
Oh, you remember that one?
My favorite one is the South Park episode where everybody's in hell and they're like, "Wait, what religion was the right one?" And then the guy
Mormonism.
I was like, "It was Mormonism." Was that?
Oh, man!
and there's only like 10,000 people in heaven or whatever because they also didn't do Mormonism correctly.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And God is like, "Oh, I'm sick of all these guys."
The capacity to exist eternally. And if the abnormal duration comes, then death might cease.
Just
what on earth does that mean?
That is not dead which can eternal life, and with strange eons even death.
Oh, they said strange
Mistress
eons.
Frost, the Dark One requires a sacrifice if he is to fully rise.
I've been one of the sacrifices.
I can easily take care of that.
No, Zofrets is one of those sacrifices. She wants to be eaten by you.
No, the Dark One needs one of them
The
to take
Dark
her
One.
own life.
She's just a dagger.
Wouldn't she know this?
I love how all this like occult stuff is basically just like trying to fuck with people.
You encountered two separate cave
It really is.
I think we should split up to cover more ground.
You kill yourself for the
Elstar,
sacrifice, and everybody
travel
will feel the
deep,
guilt of that. And that's what will
down
bind
your
us
path,
together. Like dark magic.
where you
is
encounter
just
the zombie.
manipulation.
I shall decapitate the fiend.
And Blackleaf, you encounter this.
What's happening now?
She's being possessed by a demon.
She's being possessed by some demon.
Even they used to like what?
Confused right now.
I would imagine they didn't tell the actors about this.
She's doing the possession thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, Billy Mays here for dyslexia.
Here comes there, Billy Mays here.
How are
Wow.
you doing that with your voice?
Oh, he's
That is a
canceled.
very good question.
He hits a woman.
Oh, I am not your friend. I
am not who you thought you knew.
It's the guy that was the QAnon shaman.
Oh, I am the darkness you have led
I'm
into
here
your life.
to make Donald Trump
I
president.
am Legion.
Stop that right now! You cannot help her, Elstar. You are fighting the zombie. If you act, you will be breaking
Fighting the
character.
zombie.
Get off me! Get off me! I don't want this! Stop it!
And I will show you what.
By the way, all of this is just to get to level 8, which the other girl
This
didn't have to
feels
do.
incredibly rapey.
It really
Yeah,
does.
this is very rapey.
And all this is to get her to level 8, which the other girl didn't have to do. Like, why this to get to level 8? That's it.
Is to know fear.
Debbie, make him stop!
Wait for it. Elstar possesses the real power. Debbie does not. If you cease to be Elstar, all of your powers will disappear. Good. I now declare that Elstar has defeated the zombie and may now act. Sleep!
That guy's really good at role playing.
Well played. You have defeated Tiamat, and only need to exit the dungeon to earn your reward.
The guy's really easy to beat for like a god thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's all right. You'll be okay. Just get me out of here, Debbie. Just take me home.
The thief,
I think you're going a little too far with the
did not
role-playing here.
Find the poison trap, and I declare her dead. She must leave the game and walk home as
fuck
alone
did
on
that
her
come
path
from?
as she is in
Little
her
dart in your neck.
grave.
That's
Wow.
hardcore.
No, Blackleaf. No, no. I'm going to die. Don't make me quit the game. Please don't.
You must
like
choose
she's
if you will
being
stay in
cut
the
off from
game
her
or be
cocaine
banished.
supply.
I am Mr. Susan, and now it's time for you to do the choosing.
Marcy, get out of here.
I reject
You're
you.
dead. You don't exist anymore.
But I want to exist.
Blackleaf has been killed. I can't talk to someone who's dead, not without leaving character. I can't. So just walk away.
But I thought we were getting donuts.
But if I'm Blackleaf, and if Blackleaf is dead, then
This could be incredibly awkward when they just like see each other in the dorm later.
Also, Chad is still on the floor.
He's really good at role playing.
Well done.
Hardcore.
My
What is that? The
precious.
trope? The doormat?
So she's Gollum now?
One more episode. So we get through it.
By the way, I have an idea. Shiny, do you mind me mentioning what we wanted to do on our show?
An idea of a
Can we
Patrick
talk about that? Well, there's an idea of a Shining Glitch show,
Shining
but there
Glitch
is
show.
no real show. No,
Loser.
the thing is that Shiny and I wanted to do an episode where we want to give the audience the ability to give us a grab bag of tropes that they get off of the wiki, like 10 tropes, right? And the panel, whoever's there, and I'm inviting everybody here if that's okay with Shiny, we want to be able to, as a team, come together and create a story off the cuff, like just like jazz, right? Like, so let's say that Matthias or I don't know, Proton Stalker or Alex Halo and whatever, they'd submit 10 tropes that they like or they think would be funny to put together, and we have to put a story together out of it. Like we have to like have a beginning, middle, and end out of it. Do you guys think that would be fun?
Yeah, I would.
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
definitely.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
a lot of fun.
So I don't know if we're gonna do it Sunday because Shawnee said he might have to do something. We might schedule it for another day, but the way that I feel about it is I want to give the audience enough time to come back with their collection of tropes. I don't know if it's going to be 8 or 5 or 10, but it's like us putting together a Mad Lib out of what the audience thinks we can't do, right? Like they don't think we can come up with some kind of character story or whatever they have based on a bunch of SJW tropes. We're going to prove them wrong. We're going to prove them why we're writers and why we shit on shitty writers.
What time?
Sounds
what
good.
Time what time this Sunday, right? Or what
No, we
time?
don't have a time plan for it yet.
Okay.
I just want, and we don't have a way of submitting the documents yet. But if you go to the Discord thing in Shiny server and there's the Shiny and whatever the channels that you have available, the question and answer channel, if you submit 10 of them, I'll note it but we're gonna have like a submission box at some point.
I'll quickly grab the invite link.
What's like the criteria for
any
tropes?
10 or any number of tropes, and then on the show on the day of, that'll just be the show. It'll be like, all right, here's this dude's list of tropes. It's gonna be like one-armed swordsman or blind samurai or whatever, and then what's another trope? Old man, wise old man, or magical
Five-man
Negro.
band.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Right, yeah.
Slap,
whatever
slap,
it is. Isekai, whatever, any genre, whatever things that you want to put together. If you don't think we can make it work, we'll make it work as a point of proof. And if we can't, it'll just be hilarious. So
Blind swordsman.
I just realized I tried putting the Discord link in the chat, and then I forgot I didn't have mod status in.
If you post it in private chat, I will post it.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
Oh, fine.
So yeah,
so
I definitely
frats
wanted
and
to put Dev in there.
I have mod
and I know
powers.
Dunn likes to play, and
I
it'd
have
be a great way to
I have
flex
the
that.
power to have all the powers because I am no frats. I am the wife of the devil.
Exactly. Girlfriend powers.
I thought that was what's his name? Cartman. It's like Balrog's power is to have all the powers. Like, can I have one power, Cartman? Okay, then my power is to have all the powers.
I know that everybody knew a kid like that on the playground that just didn't want to lose.
No, I did.
And then it ruined the whole thing because like you wanted to be. Everybody else is just like, all right, now I'll get shot by the thing, and you got to save me. And then the other guy's like, nope, I'm perfect. I'm 100% perfect. Nothing ever bad happens to me. I'm playing on cheat code mode.
Pretty much.
Get out of here. You're dead. You don't exist anymore.
But if I'm Blackleaf, and if Blackleaf is dead, then
Dun dun dun.
The thrilling conclusion.
Ba-ba-ba, the thrilling conclusion.
And now for the thrilling conclusion.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist anymore. It's like if this be a scene in Life is Strange or something.
I just wanted to. I was thinking about like in the background you would be playing the Metal Gear stuff. Was like, I was born in a small village. I was a boy when the village was raided by soldiers,
by
foreign
orcs.
soldiers,
Foreign orcs.
It was raided by orcs, black people.
Oh, this is stock.
Fucking hung herself.
You didn't have to do that.
You literally didn't.
Hey, what's going on? I'm just hanging around.
It'd be funny if it went
It's
up
a-
and it was just like she
Stop.
wasn't.
This is the scene. This is one of the scenes I was talking about, where it's ripped straight from the original chick track. Like the photography and everything,
Miss Frost, I can't get Marcy out of my mind.
even down to the
How could
font.
she do something like this? If I'd left the game, she'd still be alive today.
Get your priorities straight, Debbie. Your spiritual growth through the game is more important than some lousy loser's life. It would have happened sooner or later.
Lousy loser
Her
life.
character was too weak.
This is
All she was good for was reading the Necronomicon and summoning Cthulhu.
That's all.
Time to
But
summon
I thought
Cthulhu.
the Necronomicon and Cthulhu were just fictional.
Oh no, Debbie. The Necronomicon and Cthulhu mythos are all too real. Soon the evil spawn, who has slept for eons,
Soon.
will awaken to clear the path for the true.
I'm not
dark
sure where
one.
Cthulhu comes into
Men
Christian
left the
beliefs.
race as unspeakable terrors come from beyond.
It's just made up by some
They
guy.
pour out of the steam tunnels to devour
1900 something.
all in their path.
But the law of our faith is that we can do anything we want as long as we harm no one. And now we have brought forth a great evil.
Not we.
Wait, the rule of the faith is you can do whatever you want except harm people? Is that
You
are they
welcomed
Randian
the real
objectivists?
power
I guess. That was never said before.
You opened the Necronomicon. You asked Marcy to read it. You brought forth this great harm with your playing of the game, and you did so willingly.
I love the face.
Never pretend
The
otherwise.
best face.
This actress deserves all the rewards. She's so over the top and I love her.
She's like a professional or something.
Why battle what you have helped
She's
make?
clearly having the best
Because
time
the game
in this
has taught me
movie.
to slaughter and murder and exterminate. And so that is what I will do.
Exterminate.
I will go into the tunnels of
Exterminate.
steam. And there I will unleash all my dark
become a
powers and all the
Dalek at
thaumaturgy I possess. And I will slay my foe and brandish their carcass as my spoils of war.
Okay.
It has proceeded just as I foresaw. The poor fool doesn't realize that when she casts spells, she merely advances our cause. She is fighting a battle she cannot win.
Putting on armor. Where'd she get this stuff from? An
I'm
actual
pretty sure this is
sword?
just made of plastic. It's not actually going to do anything. Why is she wearing a bell?
The steam
Because he's
tunnel.
slapping.
Oh, this is the boiler room, which they were told not to go into at the beginning of the film.
The steam tunnel.
Not sure why she knows to come here.
Good. Good.
Just means I'm like a poor boiler guy.
This is
So
pretty
like,
good. This is
some-
like not bad for a no budget production. I like this look. There's some good framing in this. Look at that.
It's
That's
actually
not bad.
Yeah, that's not
I mean, you
bad.
can see the light in the shot, but
I feel like it kind of feels like Freddy Krueger's gonna come out of nowhere.
Yeah, a little
Killer or
like it's
something.
the end of Commando.
One
and
of
it's
the
gonna be-
cleaners,
it's
like
gonna
the
be all
maintenance
sorts of-
people, are just going to come along, and all of a sudden they're going to get
Come on,
stabbed
minute.
by this lady.
Stab me. See what's going on in there.
Come on, you have to kill me. What's the bad guy's name? I don't know. Come on, Baldy.
Nitro. The bad guy's name is Nitro.
Nitro.
Yeah.
Commando is an awful movie, but it's great.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
Yep, there's monsters down there. Like an this is a regular boiler monster. Come on.
You know what's funny is my friend dated Jeff Loeb's daughter for a while back
That's
in the
pretty cool.
day, and he's the guy that wrote Commando.
That's awesome.
Really?
I don't want to be.
You should have rolled higher.
I should have rolled.
Why don't you just give
Should have rolled a 20.
Debbie, why did we fall?
It's your fault.
Use the force.
Use the force, Debbie.
How much you meant to me.
Oh, Marcy, I'm so
That's a
sorry.
mean ghost.
Why don't you come join me in hell?
Oh shit!
And all your friends will be there.
They're gonna have to glue you back together.
You're not the real Marcy. God,
You're not the real Mercy. And then it cuts to a picture of the Overwatch.
This is so funny.
Debbie, what's wrong?
He's been sitting there the whole time.
Can I
I just
help?
hallucinated.
I thought I had all the answers, Mike. But now everything is falling apart. Evil without end is about to descend upon the works of man. And none of my RPG tomes have the answer.
Why are you talking
how to
so funny?
stop it.
Debbie, I told you.
I mean, what's the natural reaction to this? Like, if a fucking lady just crying like this, I was like, lady, you're fucking insane.
You're involved in. It's a spiritual warfare that you can't win without the Lord Jesus.
Call of Duty, spiritual
Right, evil
warfare.
will never work
Oh,
because
that's
RPGs
funny.
are evil, Debbie.
Call of Jesus, spiritual warfare.
What can I do?
Come with me to a meeting
church.
this afternoon.
This
Speaker
feels
came out
like
of Witchcraft.
frickin'
He
War
knows
Room.
what you're up against.
Which is one of the
D&D
worst movies in
Anonymous.
existence.
D&D Anonymous.
Where you go and you
who are
addicted
involved
to
in the
the
occult
roles.
think you have achieved power.
Hello, I'm Legolas.
I wanna be this
Hi,
guy.
Legolas.
In a dungeon of bondage.
I want to be this guy.
And the
just like,
limited power you
Jesus
have-
said that everything was great, but if you
Dungeon of
say
bondage.
no, then you'll be fucked.
Yeah, dungeon of bondage.
I'm given as only bait to lure you into destruction.
That'd be the best
But
preacher.
Jesus came that you might have
Jesus!
life, and that more abundantly. Jesus sets us free from the bondage of witchcraft. Jesus gives us power over all of the enemy, and nothing
Kanye
shall
West
by
starts
any means
playing.
harm you. Repent of the sins in your life and turn to Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Gather up all of your occult paraphernalia. Rock music, occult books, including those by C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien.
Wait a minute, what? Why are those in there? Was that the original comic book?
Burn Tolkien.
Like specifically about C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien.
They hate the idea of magic. You know why? Because the Magi were legitimately like something that existed at a certain time, and their mysticism scared them.
I just called them out specifically, especially those by J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis.
Fucking Tolkien and his witchcraft. Oh,
Even though like Aslan is literally Jesus in another planet.
Allegory Jesus, yeah.
Not even allegory. It's not an allegory because he's actually Jesus. It's not even that. It's if it was like if it was an allegory, it would be like a representation of it. C.S. Lewis says no. He's actually
Jesus.
It's just Jesus for another planet.
Your charms and your RPG material. But don't just throw them away. Burn them. We will do that here tonight.
Every time somebody says RPG, like a game, I just think of an actual RPG. Throw away your rocket launcher.
Away all your rocket launchers.
The RPG is the devil's work. I used to be a tanker in Afghanistan.
Forces to control them. If you want Jesus as your Lord, come forward.
There's like 20 people here.
That's all the extras they could get for no money.
I need help.
I kind of want Steven Seagal to play the preacher as well.
Help me.
In the name of Jesus, I order you spirits of the occult to leave Debbie.
I think it backfired. I think
Think of what you would be giving up.
everyone else disappeared.
Possibly forgive you for what
giving up
you
us
really want to lose all your weapons.
There's like a bunch of nerds is coming.
I mean, that guy there over her shoulder, that's an incel.
Is this what happens when a girl tries to, like what they claim that happens whenever a girl tries to go to a comic book shop and buy a comic book? Like some nerds in robes disappears, goes, "You can't buy a comic book, you're a girl. You can't do that, you're a female."
This is actually gatekeeping, visualized.
This is why I imagine they actually unironically think that happens when they say, I was a girl, so I wanted to read comic books, but I was a girl, so I couldn't, they wouldn't let me or something like that. So I had to get them for my brother. So I assume what happens is this. They go in there like some four neckbeards just materialize and goes for them. Say, "You can't buy a comic book. You're a female." Like stuff like that. This makes sense now.
No, I think this is actually more of a cancel culture allegory.
That's a goal.
Do you really want to lose all your friends?
Want to give up the real power? You are nothing without the game.
Don't be stupid, Debbie.
That guy's having fun.
I think you'd better let Elstar take care of things. You're getting out of control.
I don't want to be Elstar anymore. I want to be Debbie. Jesus, I repent. I trust that you died. Please be my savior. You guide me through life. I want you to be in charge of everything, not that lousy RPG manual.
Oh no, our levels are going down.
The stars are no longer right.
Where did those come from?
Why are the stars no longer right?
That's actually a good question.
It's like legitimate confusion.
Oh no, she's killing Cthulhu.
Exploded.
Oh yeah.
That didn't really matter that much because we learned that they're not actually in that castle. That castle's just randomly somewhere without those guys inside.
It's just a random establishing shot.
Yeah, I mean those guys are actually in the back room of that dorm house somewhere. We saw that.
Well, they just saw them turn into ghosts, so maybe they're just doing a Luke Skywalker
or something. Maybe.
I guess so. Why is it that all of these people have to make Christians look like the worst people on the planet? It's so frustrating.
Because they are.
Well, I'm a Christian, and I'm not.
And you're the worst person on the planet.
The worst person ever.
Oh, there's been worse.
Yeah, this movie's not cringy and funny because it has Christian stuff in it. It's cringy and funny because it's so over the top.
Yeah.
Propaganda that it's just silly.
Yeah, it's like a kid in Aladdin's palace.
It's basically this SJW stuff, but from the other side of the aisle.
Take authority in the name of Jesus Christ and his shed blood.
Burnings always, linked to not bad things.
Book burning. It's kind of painful to watch.
Yeah.
Harry Potter's in there.
I think they just got a bunch of books from the library. Libraries all have sales with books of merchandise they can't move.
No, yeah.
Well, one of them was Harry Potter. I bet that could be sold.
So,
well, probably like secondhand.
Did he give her that Holy Bible thrown too? Like, throw it in
the fire.
Throw it in there.
Throw it into the fire.
I didn't realize I was supposed to keep this one.
That's what it looks like.
Secret evil guy.
So,
yeah, throw this in there,
Toss us
dude.
into the flame.
That's what it looks like.
So they're even so they would throw away stuff like the screw tape letters and Mere Christianity if they had them. Really? C.S. wrote more than just Narnia, you idiots.
Also, the kind of glazed over Marcy's dead. She just says, "Oh, she's dead," and next scene,
she's dead.
I'm over it.
I'm over it.
I can't believe she would do this to me. It's like, what? Did nobody react to her death?
That movie's hilarious. I don't know what to say.
Do you want to read the original chick track?
Unfortunately, I don't have time. I have to go on the High Council in a little bit. Unfortunately, but
Busy YouTube.
yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna talk about that new Snow White thing that came out.
Fucking Jedi. Ugh.
Oh god. Did you talk about the Superman costume yet in the morning nonsense? Because I just haven't been able to.
You mean the Supergirl one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned it, but I haven't really actually talked about it.
Oh my god, dude. It's
It looks terrible. It looks like a Spider-Man Captain Marvel ripoff.
well, at this point it's like I feel like I feel like culture has just completely left reasonability in a way. Like people that are involved in you guys saw the Leslie Headland thing. I know Literature Devil, you're probably going to be on World Class Bullshitters later, right?
Yeah, High Council.
So you're
yeah.
probably
He literally
gonna
just
talk
said,
about,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got distracted. You're probably going to talk about Leslie Headland later and all that.
Oh yeah, that's definitely on the docket. I think it's a thumbnail too.
The number one thing that I got out of watching Az's video on it was that people that are getting these jobs have the inverted opinion. They have the exact wrong opinion. They have the wrong. They do not understand what the fundamental working concept of filmmaking is.
They're all mundane mad.
They're all I think they're worse than mundane mad. They're all like bread tubers. They're like they have it's so. That thing and the Supergirl thing are the perfect example of how corporations and corporatocracy is the exact same thing as Marxism and social justice. It's all the same agenda. There's no separation between the two. They only are there to push their ideas, and they only are able to access your mind because they have the copyright and the trademark under their corporate brand. So these two forces together are able to create this demoralizing propaganda. The question that I have is, why have they not lost enough money to change back to a capitalist perspective on stuff? And I don't know if you guys are going to talk about that on the episode, but I'll be excited to watch that. But I just feel like we're in this position now where it's like we're in a cultural struggle session where you have these idiots constantly demoralizing us with bad news about our favorite characters. And what I've said is that it's the rules of war games. The only winning move is not to play. And then also the only winning move from a creative perspective is like what EVS said, which is hitch these up to your wagon and use their energy to push it forward. So everything that we're doing, talking about it and making money off of that is a good idea. Because it's not
yeah, pretty much. And see, Alex Hale, too, appreciate that. They're Streamlabs, appreciate that. Don't mention that a lot of magical girls have Christian symbols on them. I don't know why, but Japan would connect magic to Christianity a lot before. Yeah, they do that. I noticed that in anime. They have like a lot of Christian symbols and magical stuff connected to each other.
For the good characters, though.
Only for the good characters.
Carry the cross. Except unless it's like Samurai Champloo where they're criticizing.
It's really edgy and everything. Where the Christians were actually good people in Samurai Champloo, so that one guy was kind of fooling everybody.
Right, but Samurai Champloo is so great because of the nuance of it. Because the tale that they're telling is that it's anti-Japanese invasion, anti-Japanese turncoatism, anti-false religion, but it's not anti-Christianity, which I found to be very nice. It's not specifically against any kind of belief system. It's all in support. Like everything in Samurai Champloo is pro-Japan. Even the criticism is trying to be pro-Japan.
Absolutely. That's why I like it so much. It actually has. It's fun. The writers are definitely having fun with the show. It has good music. It's got fun characters, and it has those deep thoughts in there that have nice little nuances in there. Yeah. It's got stuff to say.
That's what gets my attention. If you just are like, you can do there's like casual plots, you know, like the stuff that we're talking about, like Dr. Alpha or the Richard Rage thing, which is like, let's get in there. And then you can add nuance to that. And then there's also the thing where it's like, wait a minute, there's something here that is speaking to me that's deeper than the tropes. And that's when you go, wow, I really like that. And I think Watanabe does that in everything that he works in.
Oh, he's really good at it.
That's the reason why I like Philip K. Dick. I like anybody who takes something that's genre related that I know I'm going to like. And then they go, but actually, you're getting more for your, you know, more bang for your buck than just Action Man. So I like that.
But unfortunately, I have to end the stream now. A little time to get ready for the next thing. But anyway, thank you everyone for joining me today. Thank you, Zofrat. Thank you, Shiny. Thank you, Lord Captain Commander Dunn. And thank you, Glib, for joining me today.
Hell yeah.
And of course, thank you, Best Chat, for always being Best Chat. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Now, see you all again.